And we are live. Thank you guys so much for waiting. Sorry, थोड़ी सी देर हो गई. But we have started. We are live. And we are live. Thank you. मैं यहाँ आपके साथ. Waiting. Sorry, थोड़ी सी देर. मैं यहाँ आपके साथ देख रही हूँ इंडिया वर्सेस इंग्लैंड का फर्स्ट फाइनल सेशन ऑफ द सेकंड टेस्ट और आपके साथ सेलिब्रेट करना है मुझे हमारा 250,000 subscriber milestone. So first and foremost, thank you all so much join in करने के लिए. थैंक यू ऑल सो मच ज्वाइन इन करने के लिए, ना ही इस लाइव में बल्कि इस पूरी जर्नी में. ये ऑलमोस्ट 3-4 साल की जर्नी रही है यूट्यूब पे. तो अगर आप फर्स्ट वीडियो से सब्सक्राइबर हो या अगर आप लास्ट वीडियो से सब्सक्राइबर हो, I really appreciate all of you being here and thank you so much इस जर्नी पे मेरे साथ चलने के लिए. And I hope आप सबको उतना ही मजा आया है जितना मुझे आया है. आई होप यू गाइज हैव लर्नड अ लॉट. ये सब सेलिब्रेट करने के लिए मैंने एक नया बेसिकली एक आइडिया निकाला है कि यहाँ पे लाइव स्ट्रीम पे हम साथ में मैच देखेंगे. मैच देखने का मजा दोस्तों के साथ ज्यादा आता है. मैच देखना मतलब सिर्फ मैच देखना नहीं, आपको डिस्कस भी करना है आपके दोस्तों के साथ. यार ये क्यों हुआ, वो क्यों हुआ, तो ये सब करने में ना ज्यादा मजा आता है. इसलिए मैं सोचती हूँ कि मे बी सारे यूट्यूब ऑडियंस के साथ हम मैच देखेंगे. यहाँ पे एक छोटे स्क्रीन पे मेरा मैच प्ले हो रहा है, तो साइड बाय साइड में ये देख रही हूँ, साइड बाय साइड में आपके साथ बातें कर रही हूँ. यहाँ पे जो होता है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल रोहित शर्मा के खिलाफ अभी एक रिव्यू हुआ, उसके बारे में आप कमेंट्स में डिस्कस कर सकते हो. जो भी अभी तक के स्कोर्स है उसके बारे में आप बता सकते हो कि आपकी क्या राय है. एंड ऑल दीज थिंग्स विल बी अप फॉर डिस्कशन हमारे स्ट्रीम पे. सो कमेंट्स में लिखिए, मुझे जाननी है आपकी राय. बहुत जल्द इस स्ट्रीम पे हम बुलाएंगे कुछ गेस्ट को. ये गेस्ट मेरे क्रिकेट स्पोर्ट्स मीडिया कम्युनिटी के दोस्त हैं. हमने सोशल मीडिया पे अनाउंस कर ही लिया, इंस्टाग्राम पे नहीं किया था. सो अगर आप इंस्टाग्राम से आए हो, these are our guests for today. फर्स्ट गेस्ट मैं इंट्रोड्यूस करूंगी इज जेमी ऑल्टर. जेमी एक बहुत जाने माने पर्सनालिटी है क्रिकेट के मीडिया में. आई एम जस्ट गोइंग टू टाइप अ मैसेज टू हिम saying that we are on and he can join in. और जेमी आने के बाद मैं एक डिटेल्ड इंट्रोडक्शन दूंगी उनका. और what I'm going to do is going to be talking a lot about this match with him, not just this match. हम डिस्कस करेंगे कि जेमी के यूट्यूब चैनल के बारे में. एक यूट्यूबर है जेमी और बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग कंटेंट बनाते हैं अलग अलग फील्ड्स में, अलग अलग फील्ड्स में, अलग अलग जॉनर्स में, अलग अलग भाषाओं में भी. सो इट विल बी वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग टू सी हिम जॉइन इन. तब तक जरा मैच का रिकैप करते हैं. सच बताओ तो आई एम प्रोबेबली गोइंग टू आस्क यू गाइज कि रिकैप क्या है, क्योंकि सुबह से मैंने मैच देखी नहीं है. फर्स्ट सेशन मैंने थोड़ा बहुत देखा, फिर आई वाज आउट. एक इवेंट के लिए मैं गई थी जहाँ पे उसके बारे में भी मैं आपको बताऊंगी whenever we get some free time. बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग इवेंट था, क्रिकेट से रिलेटेड ही इवेंट था. इनफैक्ट इसलिए मुझे आते समय लेट हुआ एंड आई डिडंट इवन हैव टाइम टू चेंज, इसलिए मैं अपने किट में ही हूँ. ऐसे ही मैंने सोचा चलो स्ट्रीम चालू करते हैं, इट्स ऑलरेडी बीन टू लॉन्ग. तो वहाँ पे इसलिए मैं बेसिकली ऐसी किट में, मैंने खाना भी नहीं खाया है, साइड बाय साइड में देखते देखते खाना खाऊंगी. सो आई होप यू गाइज डोंट माइंड. पर दोस्तों में यह होता है राइट, अगर हम साथ में मैच देखते हैं तो कभी कभी खाना खाते खाते भी मैच देखते हैं. That's what I want to, that's the kind of situation that I want to create. बहुत सारे comments मुझे already दिखाई दे रहे हैं. Lot of people talking about रोहित शर्मा century. So मैच रिकैप करने के लिए, रोहित शर्मा इज बैटिंग ऑन 134 नॉट आउट. विराट कोहली, चेतेश्वर पुजारा और शुभमन गिल 3 बड़े विकेट्स जा चुके हैं. सो इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर अभी के जो बैटर्स है रोहित शर्मा और अजिंक्य रहाणे, बहुत लंबी अच्छी पार्टनरशिप बनाने के लिए. एंड लेट्स सी हाउ वी कैन डू दैट. पर और मैच के बारे में और बातें करते हैं जेमी के साथ, who I am sure has been watching the entire match सुबह से लेके अभी तक. जेमी, welcome to the show, welcome to the live stream. स्वागत है आपका. Everyone, please say hi in the comments to Jamie Alter.
Thank you, Snail. Good to see you. Thank you for having me here. Hello everyone, जो भी देख रहे हैं, उम्मीद है कि आप सब भी एंजॉय कर रहे हैं रोहित शर्मा की इनिंग्स. मैं तो कुछ ज्यादा कर रहा हूं क्योंकि मैं काफी हार्श और क्रिटिकल रह चुका हूं पिछले 3-4 दिन में रोहित को लेके. एंड बट यू हैव टू एक्सेप्ट दैट द बेस्ट वे टू shut people up is to score the big runs, and he's done that. So hats off to him here.
Absolutely. सबको अगर मैं जेमी के बारे में एक इंट्रोडक्शन दूं, आई एम श्योर देयर आर अ फ्यू पीपल हियर. जेमी काफी जाना माना है यूट्यूब पे, सो मोस्ट पीपल विल ऑलरेडी नो हिम. आई ऑलरेडी सी लॉट ऑफ कमेंट्स सेइंग हाय जेमी. पर कुछ लोग यहाँ पे होंगे जो काफी सरप्राइज्ड होंगे जेमी के हिंदी को देख के. जेमी, टेल अस the kind of story behind that match के बारे में बात करते करते.
हाँ, स्टोरी यही है कि हाँ बिल्कुल मैं दिखता हूँ कहीं और के, इसलिए जानबूझ के मैंने आज ये इंग्लैंड वाला व्हाइट नॉट इंग्लैंड जर्सी बट एज एन न्यू बैलेंस वाला जर्सी मैंने पहना. बहुत है मेरे पास जर्सी एसजी और you know whatever the various companies are, but I said चलो just to confuse people मैं ये पहन के आता हूँ आज. मैं बिल्कुल इंग्लैंड को सपोर्ट नहीं कर रहा हूँ, आपको यही से बता दूं. बट क्योंकि जैसे मैंने एक दो वीडियोस में कहा है अपने यूट्यूब चैनल में, अक्सर यहाँ पे दिल्ली एनसीआर में जब मैं वीकेंड में मैचेस खेलता हूँ तो पीछे से आती है आवाजें बेन स्टोक्स, और वो बेन स्टोक्स ही कह रहे हैं और कुछ नहीं कह रहे हैं मुझे दिल्ली में. तो ये आई मीन जस्ट इन केस पीपल डू नॉट नो, आई एम वेरी मच हिंदुस्तानी, बोर्न एंड रेज्ड in India, fourth generation in fact American lineage, but born in India. And I've been a sports journalist now कितने 15 साल से ऊपर हो गए. क्रिक इन्फो, क्रिक बज, क्रिकेट नेक्स्ट, टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया के डिजिटल स्पोर्ट्स एडिटर रह चुका हूँ, जी का डिजिटल स्पोर्ट्स एडिटर रह चुका हूँ. पिछले कुछ डेढ़ साल में मैंने कुछ बैक सीट लिया है फुल टाइम मीडिया से. मैंने अपनी खुद की एक वेबसाइट शुरू किया, my2centsindia.com, जो कि स्नेहल मैं यहाँ पे कहना चाहूंगा, इट इज फॉर इंडियन स्पोर्ट्स फैंस जिनके पास ऑब्वियसली व्यूज हैं और थॉट्स हैं गेम के, लेकिन उनके पास शायद कोई प्लेटफॉर्म नहीं है, कोई जरिया नहीं है जहां से वो एक्सप्रेस कर पाए. So my2centsindia.com was created in March 2020, लॉकडाउन से थोड़े दिन पहले, to give
सुंदर
Indian
टाइमिंग,
sports
बहुत
fans.
सुंदर टाइमिंग.
बिल्कुल, देखिए हम timing is everything in life, na, as they say. So just like Rohit Sharma has found his timings on this day one track, my2cents India has also now found its timing in the last few months. We've got a lot of good and promising writers. It's also for any aspiring journalists who perhaps are considering getting into the line, but you know, when time comes for them to go and give an interview, you know, a lot of online editors and print editors, वो देखते हैं कि कैंडिडेट के पास कुछ लिंक्स हैं, कोई सैंपल्स हैं. So this was the thought process behind doing that. जैसे कि आपने कहा, मैं YouTube पे भी हूँ, मेरे 3 YouTube चैनल्स हैं. एक है जेमी ऑल्टर, जहाँ पे मैं बहुत अनाब शनाब तीन
यहाँ पे एक संभलते हमारी हवा टाइट हो जाती है. जेमी ऑल्टर और with his wife Meha have 3 YouTube channels. In fact, she will probably have her own channel separately beyond 3.
Channel where she does a lot of content there, and we have one called Cricket Fables, जहाँ पे हम दोनों पति पत्नी और क्रिकेट बात करते हैं, because Meha is also a sports journalist, sports broadcaster. तो वो है. And then I do a third one called Let's Learn with Jamie, जिसकी genesis viewer से ही आई. On my normal channel I was doing some videos and बहुत लोगों ने कहा, सर आप एक perfect example हो जो हिंदी इंग्लिश बिल्कुल ठीक से बोल पाते हैं, तो आप हमें इंग्लिश सिखाइए. मैंने कहा मैं टीचर हूँ नहीं कहीं से. But as things happened, Let's Learn with Jamie was created about 3 months ago. वो भी है. साइड में मैं कुछ एक्टिंग भी कर रहा हूँ. So it's a very fun day 5 test match type scene in my life right now, जहाँ पे बहुत कुछ हो रहा है. तो
यार बट फिलहाल डे 1 चल रहा है. एंड आई विल बी टोटली ऑनेस्ट विद यू जेमी, मैं सुबह एक इवेंट के लिए बाहर गई थी, वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग इवेंट व्हिच आई विल टॉक अबाउट इन अ लिटिल बिट, मगर मैंने मैच देखी नहीं है सुबह से. और देयर माइट बी क्वाइट अ फ्यू पीपल जो आज हमारी स्ट्रीम ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं. एंड आई एनकरेज एवरीवन कि हमारी स्ट्रीम सुनते सुनते साइड बाय साइड आपके टीवी स्क्रीन्स पे मैच चालू रखो. सो जो भी मैच में हो रहा है वी विल टॉक अबाउट इट, वी विल डिस्कस इट, बात करते करते. पर जिन्होंने शायद अभी टीवी चालू किया है, मेरे जैसे लोग, एंड मैच में ज्यादा क्या हो रहा है वी डोंट रियली हैव एन आइडिया. आई कैन सी द स्कोर कार्ड, अभी वो दिखा रहे हैं कि वी लॉस्ट 3 विकेट्स, 200 रन बनाए हैं, रोहित शर्मा इज बैटिंग वेरी वेल. मगर गिव अस द स्टोरी ऑफ द टेस्ट मैच सो फार, जेमी.
बिल्कुल. एक तो टॉस विराट कोहली
एंड
ने
सो
जीता.
सॉरी जेमी, आई एम गोइंग टू बी ईटिंग साइड बाय साइड, सो
I'm having a cup of
इसलिए
black
इसलिए
coffee. सब चलता है.
इसलिए मैंने आपको बोलने को कहा है ताकि मुझे थोड़ा खाना खाने का समय मिल जाए.
फिर आप खाइए, जब हो जाएगा तो हम चुप हो जाएंगे. तो नहीं, जस्ट टू रिकैप, सबसे बड़ी बात यह है कि विराट कोहली ने टॉस जीता, जो कि आप जानते हैं इस चेन्नई ट्रैक में, जो भी चेन्नई ट्रैक है, जो भी ट्रैक इंडिया में हो, दैट इज अ ह्यूज स्टेप फॉरवर्ड. विराट कोहली ने टॉस जीता, उन्हें बैटिंग करने में कोई दिक्कत नहीं हुई. ही चोज टू बैट. लेकिन मैच के दूसरे ओवर में जो ऑली स्टोन है, जो जेम्स एंडरसन के लिए इस मैच में आए, आप में से कुछ व्यूअर्स होंगे जो सोच रहे हैं कि यार जेम्स एंडरसन ये मैच क्यों नहीं खेल रहा है, उन्होंने इतनी बेहतरीन गेंदबाजी की. बट इट इज इन कीपिंग विद इंग्लैंड्स रोटेशन पॉलिसी. अ लॉट ऑफ अस डू स्क्रैच आवर हेड्स, यार ये कौन सी पॉलिसी है, लेकिन इनका ये सिस्टम है, सक्सेसफुल रह चुका है. इस पे शक करना हमारा काम नहीं है. ऑली स्टोन प्लेइंग ए सेकंड टेस्ट मैच. और जो मेरा रीडिंग है गेम का, क्योंकि जोफ्रा आर्चर जो कि सबसे तेज गेंदबाज है इस स्क्वाड में, जब वो इंजर्ड थे, और मार्क वुड जो कि उनके बाद सबसे तेज गेंदबाज है, जब वो अभी स्क्वाड में नहीं है, द ओनली ऑप्शन दे हैड फॉर पेस वाज ऑली स्टोन. इसलिए ऑली स्टोन इस मैच में आई. क्रिस वोक जो कि वर्ल्ड क्लास ऑलराउंडर खुद है, दैट्स व्हाई ही प्लेड, एंड ही गॉट शुभमन गिल एलबीडब्ल्यू फॉर अ डक विद हिज थर्ड बॉल. शुभमन गिल ने शॉट ऑफर नहीं किया था, गेंद अंदर आई थी, काफी प्लम थे. गिल जो है वो रोहित के पास गए, रोहित ने कहा भाई तू चलते बन, आज तेरा दिन नहीं है. तो डक पे गए थे, जो कि एक अर्ली जोड़ था, लेकिन जिस तरह से फिर रोहित शर्मा ने खेला, आई मीन यस वी नो कि रोहित शर्मा की काबिलियत क्या है. व्हाइट बॉल क्रिकेट में सुपरस्टार रह चुके, 3 वनडे हंड्रेड्स, T20 100, आईपीएल के 5 टाइम विनिंग कप्तान, ये सब. बट कहीं ना कहीं कुछ लोग हैं, मी इंक्लूडेड, who wondered whether opening in test is his best role. But when he bats the way he does, ये पिच जो है, मैं आपके व्यूअर्स को बोलना चाहूंगा, पिच जो है ये वो डे वन ट्रैक है जहां पे 20-25 ओवर के अंदर ही बहुत गेंद उछल रहे थे, टर्न ले रहे थे. There was puffs of dust. The ball that Virat Kohli got, also the second duck of the innings, was no less than Virat Kohli, जिन्होंने मोइन अली की गेंद पे एक ड्राइव मारा, गैप छोड़ के बॉल अंदर आई, और तो शुभमन गिल डक और विराट कोहली
यार
डक.
20-25 ओवर्स तो मैंने तो देखा कि फर्स्ट 10 ओवर्स के अंदर हमने स्पिन देखा, और फर्स्ट वो जैक लीच की फर्स्ट स्पेल में ही एक्स्ट्रा बाउंस, एक्स्ट्रा टर्न, एंड उस हिसाब से इट माइट एक्चुअली मीन कि ये टॉस हमने सोचा जितना इंपॉर्टेंट है उतना इंपॉर्टेंट ना हो. बिकॉज आई एम द फर्म बिलीवर कि जो पिच डे वन से घूमती है, that is a better pitch to bat on, better pitch to lose the toss on, as compared to जो pitch धीरे धीरे just उसका कंडीशन डिटेरियोरेट होती जाती है और टर्न बढ़ते जाता है. आई लाइक सच पिचेस. आई लाइक पिचेस जहां पे डे वन से बॉल घूमता है. आई लाइक पिचेस जहां पे डे वन पे बहुत सारे सीम और स्विंग हम देखते हैं, विकेट्स जाती है, बिकॉज कंडीशंस दोनों साइड्स के लिए इवन है. हमने वो लास्ट जब साउथ अफ्रीका आई थी, उससे इससे पहले वाली सीरीज देखा था कि बहुत हाई टर्निंग पिचेस, बैंगलोर था, आई थिंक नागपुर में भी एक मैच हुई थी. सो वहां पे हमने देखा था कि फर्स्ट डे पे ही दोनों साइड्स बैटिंग कर रही है, विच आई डोंट माइंड नाउ. लाइक इंडियन टीम ने काफी अच्छा संभाला है, देव गॉट अ 100 रन पार्टनरशिप. ये पहले वो 2 विकेट्स के बाद जहां विराट कोहली आउट हुए, और वहां से अगर आप इस कंडीशन में अच्छी बैटिंग नहीं करते हो तो इट्स वेरी इजी कि पहले दिन ही दोनों साइड्स बैटिंग कर ले सकते हैं. एंड आई डोंट माइंड दैट, बिकॉज दोनों साइड्स को सेम कंडीशंस मिलती है. एज कंपेयर टू प्रीवियस टेस्ट में इंग्लैंड के जो बैटिंग कंडीशंस थे, और रादर टॉस जीतने वाला जो बैटिंग कंडीशंस था और टॉस हारने वाला जो बैटिंग कंडीशंस थे, बहुत जमीन आसमान का फर्क था. सो आई डोंट माइंड दिस काइंड ऑफ पिचेस. और अब मुझे बहुत गुस्सा आता है जब दिस काइंड ऑफ पिचेस आर गिवन बैड रेटिंग. जो पुणे वाले टेस्ट में बैड रेटिंग दिया था ना, आई डोंट अग्री विद दैट. जस्ट बिकॉज इट्स अ बॉलर फ्रेंडली पिच डजंट मीन कि आप कंप्लेन कर सकते हो. और मेरे सारे व्यूअर्स जानते हैं कि मैं हमेशा बॉलर्स की तरफ से बात करती हूँ.
बिल्कुल. और इसमें कोई करेक्शन नहीं कि आप भी पुणे से हैं तो हम इस बात को डिस्काउंट करते हैं. बट आई एग्री, नो आई एग्री. बल्कि पहली सेशन में एक सब्सक्राइबर ने ट्वीट किया था मुझे कि is this the ideal pitch? And I replied saying, well, what is ideal? Ideal क्या होता है? Ideal needs perspective, right? There are certain teams ये चाहेंगे कि मैच 4 दिन में खत्म हो जाए अगर उनकी स्ट्रेंथ स्पिन है और अगर उन्होंने अपनी टीम में 3 स्पिनर्स खेले, there will be teams which will also want the match to go to 5 days. तो ideal क्या है? Yes, I thought कि शायद इतना जल्दी टर्न नहीं देखना चाहिए, but if it makes for an engaging match जहां पे आपको सीम और क्रॉस सीम और रिवर्स दिखे और बाउंस दिखे, तो I'm all for. Frankly I have no problem कि मैच अगर जो है 3.5 दिन में खत्म हो जाए, as long as there's some entertainment. It should not be a dangerous track, and which has been some cases, but
Yeah.
again dangerous का definition क्या है? जो बॉल घुटने पे आ रही है और नेक्स्ट बॉल जो मुंह पे आ रही है, ये इतना दिखने को नहीं मिलता. So I agree with you. Mostly I'm all for such things. लेकिन ये सब कहने के बावजूद अगर इंडिया अभी 206 पे 3 है, इट इज बिकॉज रोहित शर्मा ने पिच को निकाल ही दिया. ये बहुत ही खास इनिंग्स है क्योंकि रहाणे ने स्ट्रगल किया, बट ट्रू टू हिम ही इज नाउ ऑन 49, फैंटास्टिक, बट ही स्ट्रगल. रोहित को 2-3 गेंद को छोड़ के अगेंस्ट ऑली स्टोन और मे बी 7-8 जोड़ के, बिकॉज आई वॉच ऑलमोस्ट एवरी बॉल, 7-8 गेंद को छोड़ के वो बेहतरीन तरह से खेल रहे हैं. तो जिस बैट्समैन ने अपना 100 जब रेस किया और टीम का स्कोर 150 भी नहीं था, it says how good he's played. And yes, Moeen Ali got Virat Kohli bored, लेकिन जिस तरह से रोहित ने उन्हें एडवांस करके छक्का मारा 91 से 97 तक पहुंचने के लिए, it shows that this kind of track can be countered. अगर आपका दिन हो, आज रोहित का दिन है, उम्मीद करते हैं कि 136 से आगे वो कम से कम 200 तक जाए, because then you can say कि हाँ, pitch does not really matter. Full credit to him that India are not 6 down right now.
टोटली आई टोटली अग्री. मतलब ये सब लोग कंपैरिजन तो करेंगे ही. एक सहवाग टाइप इनिंग्स है कि इस इनिंग्स में वी जस्ट सॉ वन बॉल रियली टर्न विशियसली, कि ऐसे पिच पे हम एक ऐसी इनिंग्स देख रहे हैं. ही इज 136 ऑफ सम 190 बॉल्स और he looks like he's batting on a different surface. He looks like कि वो बहुत ही अलग mindset के साथ बैटिंग कर रहे हैं, and that can very quickly take the game away. So जिस हिसाब से हम देख रहे हैं ये जो पिच है, it is probably a 250 वाली 300 वाली बहुत खींच के पार सरफेस. मगर रोहित शर्मा के इनिंग्स की वजह से इंडिया को एक बड़ा लीड मिला है. आई मीन इन टर्म्स ऑफ बीइंग अहेड इन द गेम. हम नॉर्मल अंदाज से देखें तो 200 for 3 बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग पोजीशन नहीं है, मगर इस पिच के पर्सपेक्टिव में देखें तो 200 for 3 इज अ वेरी गुड पोजीशन. जबकि आपके पास ऋषभ पंत है, अक्षर पटेल ऑन डेब्यू बैटिंग कर सकते हैं. ऑलराउंडर्स में थोड़ा सा एक वीकर टेल है इंडियन टीम की डेफिनेटली, मगर देयर इज स्टिल सम गेम चेंजिंग बैटिंग टू कम ऋषभ पंत के रूप में. तो यहाँ पे दिस इज आई थिंक व्हाई इंडिया हमेशा रोहित शर्मा पे चांस लेते हैं. एंड आई वांट यू गाइस सब्सक्राइबर्स, ये हम बेसिकली सेलिब्रेशन कर रहे हैं. आपका सेलिब्रेशन है. आपके जो भी क्वेश्चंस है, कीप ड्रॉपिंग देम इन द चैट. बीच बीच में हम चैट से क्वेश्चंस उठा के उनके जवाब आपको मिलेंगे. और इफ यू वांट टू हाईलाइट योर क्वेश्चन, आप सुपर चैट भी यूज कर सकते हो. इस बीच रहाणे, one of my favorite players has just brought up 50. और दिल खुश होता है यार जब रहाणे रन स्कोर करता है ना, दिल खुश होता है. हम वो कहावत है ना इंग्लिश में कि नाइस गाइज डोंट फिनिश फर्स्ट. तो रहाणे वो एक ऐसा बंदा है who you want to see him do well, and when he does well, वो उस कहावत को kind of डिसप्रूव करता है. एंड अ लेसन फॉर ऑल सब्सक्राइबर्स कि अगर आपको आगे जाके करियर बनाना है, यू डोंट नीड टू बी सुपर अग्रेसिव, यू डोंट नीड टू बी, मतलब ये बिल्कुल जो अल्फा वाला पर्सनालिटी होती है ना, आप बेसिकली परफॉर्मेंसेस और ग्राउंड पे आपके परफॉर्मेंस थ्रू अग्रेशन दिखा के भी सक्सीड कर सकते हो. एंड आई एम रियली हैप्पी टू सी दिस इनिंग्स.
बात करें तो he's always been one of those what they call a confidence player. मतलब he needs things to be going for him, he needs the situation to be going for him. और अगर हम थोड़े झांक के देखें इनका करियर, इनके जो बड़े रन्स है वो तब आए अक्सर जब बाकी लोग ने इतना कुछ अच्छा प्रदर्शन नहीं किया हो. तो on days when the others get dazzling hundreds, he often ends up with the 24 or 39, which end up being very vital अगर आप देखा जाए. पर हाँ, ये तो मानना पड़ेगा कि इनकी जो कंसिस्टेंसी है 100 को लेके काफी अच्छा नहीं है. He probably gets 100 every 10 innings, which और टीम में शायद चल जाए, लेकिन क्योंकि ये इंडियन टीम है, क्योंकि ये रहाणे हैं जिनकी टैलेंट पे कोई डाउट नहीं है, जिनकी कैरेक्टर पे so somehow he probably gets more flack because of being रहाणे in this Indian team. लेकिन बहुत ही अच्छे तरीके से उन्होंने खेला. जैसे कि मैंने कहा था, कुछ कुछ गेंदें थी शुरुआत में जो कि बाउंस एंड टर्न अ पफ ऑफ डस्ट, but then the last 40 minutes the way he's been playing off the back foot, leg cutting and slicing, जब ऐसे खिलाड़ी ऐसे पिच पे बैक फुट पे खेल रहे हैं और वो भी बिल्कुल जैसे वो चाहते हैं, यू नो कि यार इनका दिन है, और बहुत आपके व्यूअर्स और इसके बाहर भी इंडियन फैन और बहुत खुश होंगे कि आज रहाणे और रोहित शर्मा ने रन मारा, क्योंकि इनको लेके काफी चर्चा हुई थी कि इनकी कंसिस्टेंसी इतनी अच्छी क्यों नहीं है।
और एक्चुअली विराट कोहली ने एक प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में कहा, आई थिंक फर्स्ट टेस्ट के बाद, कि रहाणे के स्कोर्स उस समय आते हैं, जस्ट आते हैं, आई डोंट नो व्हाई, पर आते हैं जिस समय टीम को जरूरत है, जिस समय यू नो टीम इज डाउन एंड देन नीड्स टू कम बैक, उस वाले पोजीशन में। सो एज एन एथलीट हम बात करते हैं कि कोई कंडीशंस ऐसे होते हैं जहां पे इट ऑटोमेटिकली पुट्स यू इन द जोन। सब लोग जोन ढूंढने की बातें करते हैं, पर कभी कभी ना जब आप पे अटैक होता है और आप बिल्कुल कोने में हो, वहां से आपको फाइट बैक करने के अलावा कोई ऑप्शन ही नहीं है, माइंड ऑटोमेटिकली जोन में जाता है। एंड आई थिंक दैट इज, अगर मैं थोड़ा सा पॉप साइकोलॉजी करूं, तो दैट इज वन पार्ट ऑफ रहाणे's माइंडसेट, कि जैसे सब लोग उनके अगेंस्ट होते हैं और कितने जल्दी सबकी मेमोरी चेंज होती है। अभी जिंके रहाणे ने वो सीरीज जीती एज कैप्टन इन ऑस्ट्रेलिया आफ्टर विराट कोहली लेफ्ट, सुंदर 100 किया था मेलबर्न में, कितने जल्दी सब लोग की मेमोरी चेंज हो गई कि यार रहाणे इज नॉट स्कोरिंग रन्स। आई एम वेरी हैप्पी टू सी दिस इनिंग्स फ्रॉम हिम।
बहुत खुश है। विराट कोहली अभी ताली मार रहे थे जब रोहित ने अपना सेंचुरी रेज किया, और यहाँ पे जब अजिंक्य ने अपने 50, तो वही है, like I said, they've been a little different. Rohit has been far more fluent than रहाणे, लेकिन जब एक बंदे के पास 136 है और दूसरे के पास 50 है और टीम की स्थिति अच्छी है, like I said, this could have been easily been 207 for 6 अगर अगर इनमें से एक बंदा नहीं टिका, बिकॉज जिस 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 पिच पे शुभमन गिल, हालांकि क्या 5वां मैच खेले, लेकिन ही शोन इनफ इन दीज 4 टेस्ट के ही बिलोंग्स हियर। जब वो शोल्डर आर्म्स कर रहे हैं मैच के दूसरे ओवर में और एलबीडब्ल्यू आउट हो रहे हैं, और फिर विराट कोहली जब कवर ड्राइव मार के बोल्ड हो रहे हैं, तो इससे क्या कुछ गड़बड़ स्थिति है। लेकिन फुल क्रेडिट टू रोहित, उन्होंने वाकई में पिच को निकाल लिया इक्वेशन से। तेज गेंदबाज ऑली स्टोन को बहुत अच्छे से उन्होंने खेला, स्पिन को अच्छा खेला, एंड होपफुली दे देयर बैटिंग एट स्टंप्स। और फिर डे 2 पे there's a good platform for Rishabh Pant to come and hopefully not get out in the 90s this time like he has a habit of doing. And but नहीं, आपने बिल्कुल सही बात की है कि ऋषभ पंत is a bit of a lottery. Beyond that, अक्षर पटेल अपने डेब्यू में है। मैं जानता हूं कि कुछ 36 और फर्स्ट क्लास मैचेस या जो भी खेल चुके हैं, लेकिन ऑन डेब्यू फॉर योर कंट्री इज समथिंग, आपको तो ये मालूम ही है क्या होता है वो। एंड देन यू हैव अ टेल, अश्विन को छोड़ के टेल में कुछ प्रॉब्लम्स है बैटिंग को लेके, तो बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट है कि रोहित और रहाणे इस पार्टनरशिप को जहां तक ले जा सके वो ले जाए।
सो मैच में आगे बढ़ने से पहले, आई नो जेमी आपके पास समय कम है, लाइक जेमी ने बताया उनकी खुद की वेबसाइट है माई 2 सेंट्स इंडिया, वहां पे वो खुद आर्टिकल्स भी लिखते हैं। सो he has to at the end of the match write an article आज के गेम के बारे में। सो मैं सारे व्यूअर्स को बताना चाहती हूँ कि अगर आप अच्छा लिखते हो, अगर आप और स्पोर्ट्स जर्नलिज्म में ट्राई आउट करना चाहते हो, तो गेट इन टच विद जेमी। उनके वेबसाइट पे यू कैन लर्न, यू कैन सबमिट योर आर्टिकल्स, वहां से आपको फीडबैक मिल सकता है। जेमी, क्या आप इंग्लिश के अलावा बाकी भाषाओं में भी आर्टिकल्स लेते हो?
अभी हमने हिंदी में कुछ ली है, बट बिकॉज अभी जैसे कि मैंने कहा था, लॉकडाउन के कारण कुछ सेटबैक्स हुए थे, तो एज अ फ्रॉम अ टेक्निकल एस्पेक्ट वो हिंदी फॉन्ट को कैप्चर करने में कुछ कुछ कोडिंग प्रॉब्लम्स हैं। लेकिन हाँ, हिंदी में आर्टिकल आ चुके हैं, लेकिन हम उन्हें पब्लिश नहीं कर पाए, तो फिलहाल इंग्लिश नहीं है। लेकिन मैं आपको व्यूअर्स को बता दूं, यहाँ पे बहुत सारे लोग मुझे ये ट्वीट करते हैं और डीएम करते हैं कि सर हमारी इंग्लिश थोड़ी कमजोर है, और मैं सबसे यही कहता हूँ कोई बात नहीं, आप बस लिखिए, एंड आई कैन टेल यू बिल्कुल फुल ऑनेस्टी के साथ, बहुत पीसेस आते हैं जो कि सिर्फ 150-200 वर्ड के होते हैं, वो सिर्फ बुलेट पॉइंट्स पे आते हैं। अगर उन बुलेट पॉइंट्स में, अगर उन नोट्स में कुछ हमें दिखता है, मी एंड माय को-एडिटर, कि इसमें कुछ बात है, तो हम टाइम निकाल के हम उस वर्ड्स को हम पूरे शेप करके, फॉर्म करके, हम उन्हें 350-400 वर्ड के हम आर्टिकल्स में उसको शेप कर सकते हैं। हम फीडबैक भी देते हैं बहुत ऑनेस्ट कि ये अच्छा है, ये ठीक नहीं है, यहाँ पे आपको हेल्प चाहिए। And I'd probably say we probably have about 85% strike rate in converting very skeleton pieces into proper readable pieces. तो आप बिल्कुल मत
नाइस।
सोचिए कि मेरी इंग्लिश या वीक है या जो भी है, आप ट्राई करिए, बिल्कुल फ्री है। आपको बस mytutionindia.com पे जाके आपको साइन अप करना पड़ेगा, अपना नाम अपना ईमेल हमें दे दो, आपको एक कोड मिलेगा, यू लॉग इन, उसके आगे पूरी टीम है यहाँ पे टू एडिट योर पीसेस, टू गिव यू फीडबैक, एंड like I said, we've got about 25 writers in the last almost year, and it's been a good experience. So please come over to mytwocentindia.com, and as we say, be heard.
या एब्सोल्युटली। और मुझे एक चीज यूट्यूब के बारे में बहुत पसंद है कि इट इज अ लर्निंग प्लेटफॉर्म। सो आप कुछ भी ऑनलाइन सीख सकते हो। दिस इज समथिंग आई कीप सेइंग, इंटरनेट का जमाना है। जो भी नॉलेज आप कमाना चाहते हो, आप पाना चाहते हो, यू कैन गेट दैट फ्रॉम एनीवेयर ऑन द इंटरनेट। मैंने ये YouTube चैनल बनाने के लिए जो भी एडिटिंग स्किल्स वगैरह चाहिए थे, वो मैंने YouTube पे देख देख के ही सीखे। आप सब लोग मुझसे क्रिकेट सीखते हो थ्रू यूट्यूब। सिमिलरली आप जेमी से इंग्लिश भी सीख सकते हो थ्रू हिज यूट्यूब चैनल। सो डेफिनेटली चेक दैट आउट। जेमी, कमिंग बैक टू द गेम, कमेंट्स में काफी सारे सवाल है, एंड लेट मी रिमाइंड एवरीवन, अगर आपको आपके सवाल हाईलाइट करने हैं तो आप सुपर चैट फीचर यूज कर सकते हो। कमेंट्स में काफी चर्चा हो रही है कुलदीप यादव के बारे में। एंड कुलदीप एक ऐसा स्पिनर है जो एक टाइम पे नंबर 1 अवे स्पिनर था इंडिया के लिए, कि अवे फ्रॉम होम जब इंडिया खेलेगी तब कुलदीप यादव खेलेगा ही खेलेगा। बट दैट इज नॉट द केस। ऑस्ट्रेलिया में उनको मौका नहीं मिला। यहाँ पे आफ्टर लॉन्ग टाइम कुलदीप इज गॉटन अ गेम। इट विल बी वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग टू सी कि वो कैसे करता है। और ये पिच सपोर्ट करेगा स्पिनर्स को 100%। पर
बिल्कुल।
कुलदीप एक ऐसा स्पिनर है जो हवा में थोड़ा सा धीमे डालता है एज कम्पेयर टू मे बी रविंद्र जडेजा। सो आई एम क्यूरियस टू सी कि उनको इस पिच से कितनी मदद मिलती है।
I mean, I don't need to remind you, लेकिन कुछ अगर व्यूअर्स हैं जो सोच रहे हैं कि किसने इनको वो टाइटल घोषित किया था एज बेस्ट ओवरसीज स्पिनर, वो थे हमारे कोच रवि शास्त्री, जो जनवरी 2019 में 2 साल हो गए, 25 महीने हो गए उस मैच को, कुलदीप यादव ने उस सक्सेसफुल ऐतिहासिक टूर के आखिरी मैच में, जो कि ड्रॉ हुआ था, वहां पे उन्होंने 5 विकेट्स लिया सिडनी क्रिकेट ग्राउंड में। और उसके बाद रवि शास्त्री ने ऐलान किया कि कुलदीप यादव हमारा नंबर 1 ओवरसीज स्पिनर है। उसके बाद आज तक उन्होंने एक टेस्ट मैच भी नहीं खेला। तो यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट पूरा पॉसिबली गॉन थ्रू दैट बॉयज माइंड। कहीं भी नहीं खेले, उसके बाद वो ऑस्ट्रेलिया में दूसरी टूर में 4 मैच वो बाहर बैठे। पहली टेस्ट मैच जहां पे मुझे लगता था ही शुड बीन द बेटर ऑप्शन अहेड ऑफ शाहबाज नदीम, टेकिंग नथिंग अवे फ्रॉम नदीम, वहां उनको बाहर बैठाया। जिस तरह से विराट कोहली ने उस टैक्टिक को डिफेंड किया, आई वाज आल्सो स्क्रैचिंग माय हेड एंड वंडरिंग कि ये क्या डिफेंस है। पर मैं बहुत खुश हूं कि इस ट्रैक पे कुलदीप को मौका मिला, क्योंकि गट फीलिंग है कि कुलदीप, उसने, आपको पता है स्नेहल, ये इकलौता मात्र एक चाइनामैन रिस्ट स्पिनर है पूरे इंटरनेशनल गेम में जो टेस्ट क्रिकेट खेल रहे हैं। जब आपके पास इस तरह के गेंदबाज है तो आप क्यों नहीं उन्हें खिला रहे हैं? इट्स बियॉन्ड मी। खैर, जो हो गया हो गया। आई बीन वेरी वेरी हार्श ऑन द टीम मैनेजमेंट फॉर डूइंग दिस, बट आई एम वेरी ग्लैड दैट ही इज प्लेड दिस मैच, एंड आई थिंक वी आर गोना सी 4 to 6 विकेट्स फ्रॉम कुलदीप इस मैच में।
बिग कॉल, बिग कॉल। पर मतलब अगर ऐसे पिच पे और ऐसे मैच में आप वो कॉल नहीं लोगे तो आई एम नॉट श्योर व्हेन यू कैन से दैट। सो डेफिनेटली जेमी का फिर एक बार टाइमिंग अच्छा है। सो व्हाट डू यू थिंक अबाउट फैंस कमिंग बैक? यहाँ पे बहुत सारे लोगों ने बोला है कि देयर इज थोड़ा सा रिस्क है। आई सी कमेंट्स में भी कुछ लोग कह रहे हैं कि ऑडियंस इज फाइनली जो भी है जी जान है इस गेम का। इट इज द पीपल वॉचिंग, वो भले घर से है, वो भले ग्राउंड से है। मुझे थोड़ा सा नर्वसनेस था टू बी ऑनेस्ट कि अभी भी इंडिया इस कोविड सिचुएशन में है। मैं भी अभी जो सुबह के इवेंट में थी मास्क पहन के गई थी, एंड ऐसे सिचुएशन में इट्स अ लिटिल डाइसी मुझे लगता है। I don't know, what do you think?
It is dicey, and in fact in the first session जब यहाँ बैठ के हॉल में मैं मैच देखे थे, तो हम दोनों ने कहा यार इन सबको एक ही स्टैंड में क्यों डाला हुआ है, एंड मैं जानता हूँ कि वहां पे चेन्नई वाले ग्राउंड में एक जो स्टैंड है वो पूरा सील हो चुका है बहुत साल से, लेकिन जब आपने सिर्फ 15,000 लोग को अलाउ किया था, आई वुड हैव अस्यूम्ड देम टू बी मोर स्कैटर्ड। तो एक वो विजुअल मुझे थोड़ा स्ट्रॉन्ग लगा। और दूसरा जो हमारे एक दोस्त हैं, मित्र हैं, आनंद वासु, बड़े सीनियर जर्नलिस्ट है, उन्होंने चिचेपॉक ग्राउंड के बाहर सुबह मैच के पहले एक फोटो ट्वीट किया था, जहां पे मतलब लोग लाइन में खड़े हैं और स्टेडियम में घुस रहे हैं, लाइक इट्स अ नॉर्मल डे। मास्क बहुत कम ने पहना, तो यस, इन दीज टाइम्स स्नेहल इट डिड लुक ऑड, बट कहीं ना कहीं देश तेज गति से आगे बढ़ रही है। आई डोंट नो व्हाई, आई स्टिल फील लाइक सावधानी लेना चाहिए। Should they have allowed fans in so soon? I do not think so. But the fans are of course the lifeline of this great game. प्लेयर चाहते हैं कि जब वो खेले तो कुछ आवाज आए ग्राउंड से। कोई नहीं चाहता कि आप खाली स्टेडियम में खेले जहां पे बॉल ऑन बैट की आवाज गूंजे। यू नीड फैंस। द 12th मैन इज अ ह्यूज फैक्टर फॉर मेनी मेनी टीम्स होम एंड अवे। तो इट्स गुड टू सी फैंस, बट आई होप कि कुछ नुकसान ना हो किसी का भी, बिकॉज बॉल जो है बॉल स्टैंड में जाता है, खास करके जब रोहित शर्मा और ऋषभ पंत खेल रहे हैं और जब बेन स्टोक्स बैटिंग करते हैं, तो यू हैव टू सी बट उम्मीद है कि हर प्रिकॉशंस तो तमिलनाडु क्रिकेट एसोसिएशन ने ली है और बीसीसीआई ने, और कुछ होना हो। but yes, end of the day, fantastic to see fans back, खास करके चेपॉक में जहां पे आप जानते हैं फैंस कुछ अलग ही है वहां पे, अगर हम बात करें तो।
या आई नो, मतलब एक एग्जांपल अगर लिया जाए तो आई थिंक 99 की जो इंडिया पाकिस्तान टेस्ट थी, बहुत क्लोज हुई थी और चेन्नई में थी और पाकिस्तान जीते थे। वहां पे फैंस का जो रिस्पांस है कि जो इंडिया पाकिस्तान के जो मैन्युफैक्चर्ड दुश्मनी है उसे एक तरफ रख के उनके अच्छे क्रिकेट को अपलॉड किया, यही हम देखना चाहते हैं फैंस से। एंड दैट्स समथिंग आई लव अबाउट लव व्हेन आई सी इट फ्रॉम द फैंस। और जब मैं ये नहीं देखती हूँ ना तो थोड़ा गुस्सा आता है, पर ठीक है, एवरीवन हैज देयर पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू। मगर व्हाट आई लाइक इज दैट यू सेड कि सेफ्टी इज इम्पोर्टेंट। सब सावधान सावधान इंडिया होके आगे हमें बढ़ना बहुत जरूरी है। आई होप सब सब्सक्राइबर लोग डेफिनेटली मास्क पहन के घूम रहे हैं। एंड लेट मी नो कि क्या आप लोगों को ऐसे डिस्कशंस नॉर्मल जो कमेंट्री होती है उसमें सुनाई देते हैं, क्योंकि मैं चाहती हूँ कि ये एक स्पेस बने जहाँ पे हम साथ में मैच देख सकते हैं एंड वी कैन टॉक अबाउट एनीथिंग। क्योंकि ये चैनल फाइनली जो सारे क्रिएटर्स है वो यहाँ पे अपना खुद के ओपिनियंस एक्सप्रेस करने के लिए ये चैनल्स बनाए हैं, एंड दैट इज व्हाट आई लाइक टू सी। सो मुझे कमेंट्स में जानना है कि क्या आप टीवी की जो कमेंट्री है जो सिर्फ क्रिकेट के बारे में बात करती है, या मे बी समथिंग लाइक दिस यूट्यूब कमेंट्री जहाँ पे हम बाकी टॉपिक्स के बारे में भी डिस्कस कर सकते हैं। व्हाट वुड यू लाइक गाइज लाइक टू सी? कमेंट्स में मुझे बताओ। एंड मे बी सिर्फ ये 250,000 सब्सक्राइबर्स के सेलिब्रेशन नहीं, मे बी ये हम एक रेगुलर फीचर भी कर सकते हैं इस चैनल पे। जेमी, आई नो कि यू हैव लिमिटेड टाइम, तो लेट
आपके
अस
साथ
नो
हूँ
कि
अगले
आप
10 मिनट के लिए। बिल्कुल बिल्कुल बिल्कुल।
सुपर्ब। सो आई एम गोइंग टू कंटिन्यू टू पिक योर ब्रेन, और आप भी एक्चुअली मुझे बताओ। आई वांट यू टू, मतलब लाइक ये एक इंटरव्यू नहीं है, ये एक कॉन्वर्सेशन है। व्हाट व्हाट इज योर व्हाट इज योर व्हाट इज योर क्वेश्चंस ऑलवेज बिन, जो शायद आप हमारे ऑडियंस से पूछ सकते हो, मुझे पूछ सकते हो। आई एम पुटिंग यू ऑन द
खेल को
स्पॉट।
लेके या नहीं, मैच को लेके या खेल को लेके, या ये जो भी, क्या क्या मतलब
कोई
टॉपिक
भी
क्या है?
यार, लाइक वी सेड वी कैन टॉक अबाउट एनी टॉपिक। साथ ही हम मैच के बारे में आपको अपडेट्स देते ही रहेंगे अगर मैच में कोई ऐसे बड़ा इवेंट हुआ तो। बट वी कैन टॉक अबाउट एनी टॉपिक अंडर द सन, सो फायर अवे। अभी तक मैं सवाल पूछ रही हूँ, अभी आई एम पुटिंग यू ऑन द स्पॉट।
In fact, I wanted to ask you a question of what brought you towards the YouTube medium. Was it
ओह,
a
आई लव दिस स्टोरी।
was it a conscious choice? Yeah, I want to hear this from you. बताइए आप।
अरे आई लव दिस स्टोरी, और सबको बताऊं कि बहुत जल्दी हमारी तीसरी गेस्ट भी आने वाली है, जुड़ने वाली है इस स्ट्रीम पे। एंड वहां पे जो हमारा हिंदी का कोटा है ना, वो थोड़ा सा खत्म हो जाएगा। क्योंकि नेक्स्ट गेस्ट हिंदी में बात नहीं कर सकती है। वी कैन जॉइन हर इन व्हेनेवर शी इज रेडी, बट बिफोर दैट आई एम गोइंग टू टेल दिस स्टोरी एंड आई लव टेलिंग दिस स्टोरी। यहाँ पे मुझे बताओ कमेंट्स में कितने सारे जो व्यूअर्स है, सब्सक्राइबर्स है, आपने कभी लाइफ में पोकेमॉन गो गेम खेला है? जेमी, यू टेल मी, डिड यू एवर सी द गेम, प्ले द गेम, हर्ड ऑफ द गेम?
Heard. That's it.
हाँ, तो एक आई एम अ 90s किड, मतलब 86 बॉर्न। सो ग्रोइंग अप, जब केबल टीवी आया था इंडिया में, कार्टून नेटवर्क फर्स्ट टाइम आया था, वाओ, ऑल ऑफ सडन सो मेनी कार्टून्स, वन ऑफ दोस कार्टून्स पोकेमॉन था। राइट, सो मेरे बचपन का एक हिस्सा है पोकेमॉन। ये टीवी पे देख देख के मैं बड़ी हुई और फिर बड़ी हो गई, पर दिल में अभी भी वो बचपना है। फाइनली हर क्रिकेटर में वो आई सपोज इनर चाइल्ड होना चाहिए, क्योंकि जो हम बचपन में करते आए वो ही हम जिंदगी भर करते रहे। सो जब वो पोकेमॉन गो करके एआर गेम लॉन्च हुआ, वो मैं गेम खेलने लगी। एंड व्हेन आई स्टार्टेड प्लेइंग दैट गेम, मैं यूट्यूब पे गई, क्योंकि काफी नया गेम था, काफी नई टेक्नोलॉजी भी थी, एआर टेक्नोलॉजी। टॉप एज स्वीप एंड रोहित इज गेटिंग क्लोज टू हिज 150। तो हम वापस मैच के पास जाएंगे वंस ही गेट्स देयर। बट लेट मी टेल यू कि वो जो टेक्नोलॉजी थी अलग थी, सो आई डिडंट नो हाउ टू यूज इट। तो मैं यूट्यूब पे गई, देखूं कि जरा कैसे कैसे करे ये सब, यूट्यूब पे सीखने के लिए गई जैसे मैंने कहा। एंड वंस देयर मैंने एक चैनल देखा, ट्रेनर टिप्स। वंस अगेन शाउट आउट मैं दूंगी, बिकॉज वो डेली व्लॉग्स बना रहा था। यूएस का एक बंदा है, यूएस का एक यूट्यूबर है, डेली व्लॉग्स बना रहा था ऑन हाउ टू प्ले द गेम, और बहुत क्रेज थी पोकेमॉन गो की उस समय। सो हिज चैनल वाज काइंड ऑफ एक्सप्लोडिंग, एंड मुझे उसकी स्टाइल पसंद आई। आई थॉट यार ये तो मैं क्रिकेट के बारे में भी कर सकती हूँ। और उसके वीडियोस देख देख के आई गॉट द आइडिया इन माय हेड, एंड आई स्टार्टेड माय फर्स्ट 3 वीडियोस। सो माय फर्स्ट 3 वीडियोस व्लॉग्स थे, कि चलो लेट्स गेट आउटडोर्स, क्योंकि आउटडोर्स घूमना भी मुझे बहुत पसंद है। लेट्स गेट आउटडोर्स एंड टॉक अबाउट क्रिकेट आउटडोर्स। साथ में मैंने पहले 3 व्लॉग्स किए और आउटडोर्स गई। आउटडोर्स जाते जाते एक स्पोर्ट्स शॉप में गई और वहां पे मैंने एक बनाया वीडियो ऑन हाउ टू चूज अ बैट। सडनली चैनल एक्सप्लोड हो गया, आउट ऑफ नोवेयर 4000 सब्सक्राइबर्स। अच्छा, तो ये देखना है लोगों को। तब मुझे पता चला कि यार दिस इज एन अपॉर्चुनिटी। और बहुत लोग मुझे पूछते हैं कि आप कभी ऐसे इन पर्सन कोचिंग, ऑन ग्राउंड कोचिंग में क्यों नहीं गई। सो दिस इज व्हाई, बिकॉज आई रियलाइज कि यूट्यूब पे सिखा के, जहाँ पे मैं ग्राउंड पे सिर्फ 30 बच्चों को सिखा सकती हूँ, यूट्यूब पे मैं 30,000 बच्चों को सिखा सकती हूँ।
आपसे पहले इतना कोई डेडिकेटेड यूट्यूबर नहीं था। आई नो दैट ऑफन टाइम्स यू सी बॉलिंग नीतन लायन शायद एक 5 या 7 मिनट का फॉर क्रिकेट ऑस्ट्रेलिया के लिए वो कुछ स्पिन मास्टर क्लास देंगे, पर इतना डिटेल में, स्पेशली फ्रॉम समवन who's played at the highest level, I don't recall any such shows before you. Am I right?
या एंड एट द टाइम लाइक मैं यूट्यूब के जो इंडिया हेड है उनसे मिली थी बीच में फ्यू मंथ्स अगो, और उन्होंने कहा कि द फर्स्ट टाइम आई लुक फॉर क्रिकेट इन हिंदी ऑन यूट्यूब इंडिया, मुझे स्नेहल के वीडियोस दिखे। सो अभी
Yes.
बहुत सारे वीडियोस आए हैं, एंड बहुत सारे लोगों से मैसेजेस आते हैं कि आपके चैनल की वजह से मुझे इंस्पिरेशन मिला कि मैं यूट्यूब चैनल बनाऊं। सो दैट इज ऑल्सो समथिंग दैट आई फाइंड कूल। और पर उससे ज्यादा मुझे मैसेजेस वो पसंद है कि जब मैंने स्नेहल दीदी के वीडियोस देखे, मैंने मैच में ये परफॉर्मेंस किया, ये मैंने लाइफ में पहली बार मुझे मैन ऑफ द मैच मिला, या पहली बार मुझे 5 विकेट्स मिले। दोज आर द काइंड ऑफ मैसेजेस आई लव सीइंग। और अभी के कोई व्यूअर्स में से अगर आप कोई मैसेजेस है तो प्लीज डेफिनेटली लेट मी नो अगेन, कि ये चैनल के जर्नी में 250,000 सब्सक्राइबर्स, $250,000 बहुत जल्द, यू गॉट टू कीप गोइंग अहेड। आपकी क्या एक्सपीरियंसेस रहे, आई वांट टू नो इन द कमेंट्स। सो डेफिनेटली लेट मी नो इन द कमेंट्स। But I'm sure you also get these kind of comments a lot on your learning channels, Jamie. A lot of comments coming. I love Pokemon Go.
No. नहीं, it's always, मैंने बिल्कुल बहुत ही अच्छा लगता है जब कोई अच्छा फीडबैक हो, कोई पॉजिटिव फीडबैक हो। और जैसे कि मैंने कहा था अर्लियर, वो जो मेरा तीसरा चैनल है लेट्स लर्न विद जेमी, वो सिर्फ बना क्योंकि वॉल्यूम ऑफ फीडबैक जो आया था मेरे जो पर्सनल चैनल है वहां पे कि सर आप आप यू सीम टू अस टू बी द बेस्ट प्लेस पर्सन टू टॉक अबाउट लर्निंग इंग्लिश थ्रू हिंदी। तो मैंने कहा हाँ ठीक है। मैंने देखा कि ऐसे ऑलरेडी बहुत से चैनल्स हैं, बट आई जस्ट हैड अ लीप ऑफ फेथ यार, जो जो मेरे सब्सक्राइबर्स हैं, जो मेरे फॉलोअर्स हैं, जो मेरे फ्रेंड्स और फैंस हैं, they would do it. So एक बात वो रही, but even with Meha on cables and on Meha's channel, जो हम मतलब जितना पर्सनल हम जाते हैं, there seems to be a connect. और खासकर लॉकडाउन के बीच में जब we were all लिटरली लॉकडाउन, तो मेहा और मैंने कुछ 90s के हमारे फेवरेट बॉलीवुड सॉन्ग्स का हमने 1.5-2 मिनट में हमने रिक्रिएट किए थे, वो कुमार सानू और उदित नारायण टाइप सॉन्ग। तो उन वीडियोस पे और जो हमारे कॉमेडी स्केचेस थे, व्हिच आई बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट वर मेनली रिटन बाय मेहा, शी हैज अ फ्लेयर फॉर दिस कॉमेडी मोर देन आई डू। इन पे जो कमेंट आए थे उस बीच वो 3 महीने के, सर आपके वीडियोस देख के, मैम आपके वीडियोस देख के जो हमें खुशी मिली, जो मुस्कुराहट, जो हंसी हमें आई थी इस मुश्किल वक्त में, it means a lot. So when you see these kind of comments, exactly like you're saying स्नेहल के, जो उनको कहता है कि स्नेहल दीदी की वीडियो देख के मेरा स्ट्रेट ड्राइव अच्छा हुआ, या मैंने कुछ bowling performance किया था. These are the ones that make me feel like हम जो भी कर रहे हैं, it's making an impact on someone's life in a
मजा
positive
आता है
way.
ना देख
और
के.
खासकर आजकल के ज़माने में to make someone feel happy for a few moments or a day, I think it just warms the heart, you know. Yeah, जो भी है.
Yeah, absolutely. Rohit Sharma is very close to a 150 और यही आशा थी कि जब भी वो बैटिंग करे, he is getting starts, not converting. तो सब की expectations ऐसे थे कि Rohit Sharma has to contribute in a big way. That's exactly what we are seeing. I'm seeing a lot of comments पूछ रहे हैं कि जेमी की जर्नी क्या है. मैंने मेरी यूट्यूब जर्नी के बारे में एक झलक दी. सो डिड जेमी. पर अगर आप लोग जेमी के बारे में और जानना चाहते हो तो मेक श्योर टू चेक अप ऑल 3 यूट्यूब चैनल्स. जेमी, नेक्स्ट टाइम व्हेन यू आर ऑन इस स्ट्रीम, मुझे जानना है कि आप करते कैसे हो. How do you manage 3 YouTube channels? But that is a topic for another day.
It's not easy, but yes, we can have a longer talk on that. But I see some questions coming about the journey. अगर आप मेरे जो personal channel है, not the cricket one, not the learning one, it's just Jamie Alter. अगर आप वहां जाएंगे और उसमें एक playlist है मेरी कहानी, सब आपके जवाब जो हैं, आपके सवाल के जवाब आपको वहां मिल जाएगा. I've gone in depth about myself, my identity, being Indian, growing up as an actor's son, learning Hindi, being a journalist. बहुत मैं बात कर चुका हूँ. So in case anyone's interested, please hop over there, shameless self plug, और आपको बहुत जानकारी वहां से मिल जाएगी.
एक्सप्लोड होने वाला है. इनफैक्ट मैंने ये प्रेडिक्ट किया कि जो लर्निंग विद जेमी चैनल है, it is going to be a super hit channel. I have like absolutely no hesitation making that prediction.
Is Mel around?
Yeah, Mel is around. Where is she? She's supposed to join in. Melinda Farrell, if you are in the house, can you join the stream? हमारे जो गेस्ट है वो आपको जाने से पहले हाय कहना चाहते हैं.
I can't hear you guys. Hang on a second. Let me see.
We can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you fine.
जब तक मेल ये टेक्निकल इशू सॉर्ट आउट करती है, मुझे कमेंट्स में बताओ कि क्या किसी ने मेल फैरल का चैनल देखा है.
Okay, I didn't understand that. Now we can't do this thing.
Mel, we've already discussed the moment you join, the Hindi takes a back seat. So.
Look, my Hindi is very limited, to be fair. I only know like a few things. If I'm in an auto rickshaw, I know I can say sida, or I can say bye, or die. And the way that I remember that is because bye, I make a B sign and it's left with my left hand, and die is like a D sign with my right hand. So that I have learned. It's very, very handy.
That is a very cool hack.
That good Tamilian boy you've been hanging out with all these months, he's not teaching you Hindi?
He does teach me Hindi. The funny thing is, he was teaching me to say stuff, and sometimes when I said it, then people were getting offended and saying I was making fun, and I wasn't. I've just been trying to learn things. So he was definitely teaching me to. Yeah. He was definitely teaching me to say "shot yar" all the time in the nets. That was a very big one, but it was so confusing because I could only say it if the player was from the north. You can't say it if they're from the south. So there's all these little technicalities that are too much for my feeble little brain.
No, you get a free pass, Mel. You can basically say anything and you can pass it off, with a learner's plate on basically your screen. जैसे people who have a learner's plate on their cars can basically किसी को भी ठोक सकते हो. You can bang into anyone, so you get a free pass. Absolutely, we're going to make you go through all the Hindi on this stream. That's for sure.
Oh boy, we've reached. Okay, I've got one more phrase that I will save for an appropriate moment. Actually, I don't think there will be an appropriate moment.
Oh boy, if Bharat has been teaching you these phrases, I think we should kind of review them before we use them on YouTube.
Oh, he's very proper in his language. That boy, he's very, very proper. This is fun, isn't it?
Very fun.
It's good to see you guys. It's been a long time. I saw Snehal at the World Cup a year ago. Gosh, can you believe that? Before the world changed. when the world was normal. Where was I can't think of the last time I saw you, Jamie.
World Cup 2019.
When was it?
World Cup 2019, England.
Yeah, of course it was. Of course it was.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mainly get a chance to go for these ICC events, not the other ones.
you just
like every 4 years.
Yeah, you're one of those tentpole marquee event kind of people, aren't you?
Well, he wishes he could be everywhere, I'm sure.
I wish, but unfortunately, when you're heading up teams, the chance for you to actually go out reduces significantly. That's why I used to send my guys out for the other matches, and I take the World Cup. So that's fine.
That does my head in. That does my head in. Sorry, I'm just sort of watching this as we go. What's going on, man? This has been a crazy first day. I feel like that first session actually went for 2.5 sessions. This is. By the time we got to lunch, we were actually halfway through the last session to stumps. It's going at a crazy pace this day. Surely this isn't going to go 5 days on this pitch.
No, I don't think we're going to have a 5-day test at all.
Calling it now.
I think day 4. But nowadays, who can predict anything, So.
Yeah, predictions are for mugs. That is one thing I have learned in the past few months. Well, I've learned that beforehand. Some things I've learned: never make predictions and never judge a pitch based on a photo 2 days before the test starts.
Yes, what Mel is talking about is first test in Chennai. Usse pehle, everyone was saying that the pitch has an English feel, an English look. Bilkul bhi aisa nahi tha. We had a pitch that was very much a Chennai pitch. This pitch is probably even more of a Chennai pitch if you want to go that way. We're soon going to be having someone with a very strong Chennai connection joining us, and he will probably tell us a lot more, and it will be a super fun. But like Mel said, I'm going to catch Mel up basically on the match. Mel, have you seen the game since morning?
Oh yeah. I've been watching all day. That's what I mean. It's just been going at a crazy pace.
We're about to see a Rohit Sharma 150 on a pitch that is turning square from day one. Did you see that coming?
Well, you probably could. I mean, Rohit's that kind of player, isn't he? I mean, he's been criticised so much, and he has so many detractors, and he's one of those players, I think, that divides opinion because people love seeing him in full flow, but then it's a little bit like they're not the same kind of player, but it's a little bit like the way people talk about Rishabh Pant. It's like these incredibly talented players who play a certain way and at a certain pace, and when it comes off, they're the big hero of the moment. And when it doesn't, everyone's going for them. So it kind of reminds me of him in that way, and just the way that people react to him, I guess. But yeah, to be scoring a century, I mean, he could. We don't know yet, really. Of course, we're only in the 3rd session. But that could be a match-defining innings already. We might have seen essentially the match defined in the 1st session.
That's exactly what Jamie and me were talking about. And an interesting point, they just showed a split screen of how Virat Kohli handled a similar kind of delivery where he, tried to cover drive an off spinner, and how Rohit Sharma is handling that with the sweep. They're just showing the replays again right now. Very different tactics of how you can bat against spin on pitches that turn. And it's almost on pitches that are turning, teams want you to play a cover drive to an off spinner. Whereas when you play with the turn, that's not exactly what they're going for. So everyone watching right now, everyone loves playing the cover drive. Everyone loves some of my cover drive videos are the most popular videos. But in this situation, the cover drive is actually not a good shot to play.
Well, it certainly wasn't. There was a big enough gap there that you could have driven a B double or B triple that we have there at big trucks in Australia. You could have driven one through that. So there was a big gap there. But look, I just can't get over that was just great. The whole reaction afterwards, that is a meme, cricket meme for the ages. It's already there. That we're going to see that again and again. It was an amazing reaction. And I do really love the fact that I was looking at trending topics on Twitter in England, and the fact that W.G. Grace was trending, I think, as high as number 4. So, of course, for anyone who doesn't know the famous quote by W.G. Grace when he was bowled and and refused to walk off. And I think the quote was along the lines of, was play on, they're here to see me bat, not you, umpire. And so that was trending on Twitter. So all of a sudden we've got this education of these hopefully new cricket fans watching on Channel 4 on terrestrial TV in England for the first time in a long time, in many years.
I haven't seen this meme. I haven't seen this reaction yet. I haven't caught up on the day's play. I have to see it now. Oh my God.
It's fantastic. It is just like, that gif you always see of John Travolta when he's walking in and going. It was just like that. Virat was like, what? No, what? No. And then the umpires end up just reviewing it anyway, which is amazing, because you don't see umpires take another look at clean bowls very often, unless the keeper's gloves are nearby or the wind is howling and there's a monsoon going off or something. So that was just an amazing, just little passage of play, really.
Incredible.
Yeah. Am I allowed to have a sip of my beer?
Get out for a duck.
Well, you to a spinner on day one. I got everything about it. It was ridiculous. Yeah, am I allowed to have a sip of my beer, or is that not good?
Might not be the best idea, considering there's mostly under 18s watching the stream.
Well, I would like to say it is a low alcohol beer, just so you know. I'm just sitting back with a low alcohol beer.
Black coffee, I swear.
Shuddha Shakahari vegetarian approved food.
Oh dear. Oh, hang on. We've got Ollie. We've got Ollie Stone coming. Oh no, it's Root. It's Root. Root's coming on to bowl. Oh yes. Love it. Here he comes.
So this is the typical, when the batsman is close to a milestone, bring on the part-timer and let's see what happens.
Absolutely. And he sometimes does, doesn't he, Root? He's got a habit of making things happen. I'm not going to say golden arm because everyone says golden arm. That's reserved for him. It's a cliche reserved for Joe Root and Kane Williamson. I think they're the only players you're allowed to say that about. Oh, see, there's an alert. This is exciting. We have alerts.
Yeah. Rohit Sharma is on strike. The part-time bowling of Joe Root coming from wide, very wide around the wicket and just trying to bowl very round arm and firing the ball across the batter against Rohit Sharma. And bets odds on this going for 6.
I see. I was disappointed he didn't bring up his 100 with a 6. That's poor effort. Poor effort. I wanted him to pull it for 6.
Fascinating period of play where we've already had 1 dot ball with Rohit Sharma on 149.
150.
There it is. He's just turned one around the corner and 150 for Rohit Sharma. Probably a match-defining innings. And there is this constant conversation कि रोहित शर्मा 4 मैच में डक बनाता है और फिर जब ड्रॉप होने वाला है then he scores 100 translated for Mel, which means he just scores 100 just when he's about to be dropped. But I mean, what a time to pick that.
Yeah, it is the time. Go on, Jamie, give me your pearls of wisdom.
He's the Harbhajan Singh of batting. Harbhajan Singh, whenever his career was on the line, he found a way to get a 7-wicket haul. So it's the same as Rohit Sharma.
Let us know, guys, comments. Who are you guys Rohit Sharma fans? Do you guys believe that he is the kind of player who should be opening for India in test matches? Let us know in the comments. Jamie, go.
I just think as hard as it is to say goodbye, I'm gonna have to get off because I have to start my end of day analysis plus edit the pieces that come in, and I've got a son who's giving me dirts because I promised that we do a Hot Wheels race at 3:30, and on the dot he's looking at me. So
well, next time we should have your kids on the stream.
Habit of showing up now and then at the wrong time and popping up. So next time.
No such thing as a wrong time when cute people come on stream. Everyone, there's quite a few people on the stream right now asking for Krish, my dog. But lovely having you, Jamie. We have to make this a regular event.
Yes,
so I'm
absolutely.
going to keep bugging you every now and then.
Good to see you, Jamie.
Yes, Mel. Likewise, keep up the good work. My wife Meha and I, we watch and we follow, and we had Bharat on the show. We're gonna get you also very soon. So
Excellent. Ah, I'm in. I'm all in. And if you,
I'm
especially if you watch, you and my mum.
I'm complaining.
I want to say, all the best for the future, Snail, and a big congrats on getting to 2.5 lakh and onwards and upwards.
Thank you so much, Jamie.
Also, who I've been very harsh. I love the fact that he's got to 150. So I take all my words back. Guys, good fun.
See you,
Same here.
Jamie.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
So I want to know from everyone in the comments whether you have seen Mel Farrell's very new, very shiny, very quickly growing YouTube channel. Let me know in the comments, and if you have not seen it, you should head over to the YouTube channel. We will drop you a link. You can just search Melinda Farrell on YouTube, and you will find her videos, some lovely interviews.
Thank you. But you know that the biggest video I've ever done, and this is the sad thing, all the effort that you put into doing videos and all the hard work and preparation and everything else, the thing you're most likely to find is me being smacked on the back by a ball hit by Tim Southey at Lord's in 2015. So that went completely viral, ended up on news shows around the world and all sorts of things. So basically, if I just fall over or get beaten up or trip and hit my head, that's the way. That's now you have done this. You've managed to get 250,000 subscribers, and you haven't even had to have any injuries. That's love.
I had my full quota of injuries in the 15 years that I was playing, so I'm gonna claim credit on those.
Okay, that's I suppose that's fair enough. You can have that. Oh dear.
Oh, my knees, oh my ankles. I tell you, Mel, I mean, to be a retired cricketer is an existence of pain.
I mean, I know how it is. Pretty tough sitting in press boxes, you could if your chair has a dodgy wheel, then you could fall off and get a bruise.
Hey, but I don't just sit in press boxes. I mean, I made the mistake of playing a couple of games a couple of weeks back just for a club side here, and my ankles had a lot to say about that little endeavor.
And nothing nice.
Nothing nice, absolutely.
Just keeping an eye on how good's Rahane going as well. Gee, he's batted beautifully.
We were just talking about that he seems to have this habit of pulling out these back to the walls innings, and that's something I love about him. I mean, we go on and on about this whole Marathi middle class kind of stereotype, but he's so non-Marathi in terms of how aggressive his thinking is, even though his body language doesn't show it.
Yeah, he does come across as very mild-mannered, doesn't he, all the time? He's quite softly spoken. And but you're right. It is when the match situations like that. I mean, he was magnificent in Melbourne. And then, obviously, we saw the last two tests. But that century in Melbourne was just fantastic.
Superb.
So, yeah, so the way it's going, 231 for 3 now, that's, on this pitch, I mean... 350 looks like a great score, doesn't it?
Yeah, and then you kind of look at players in the England lineup and wonder, who can play these kind of innings which will just, go completely against the run of play and completely change the narrative of what you expect. And you have maybe a Ben Stokes. You definitely have a Joe Root, although he'll probably play at a slightly different pace. But then why India kind of invest in the likes of the Rohit Sharmas and probably should continue investing in definitely the Rishabh Pants, because they will have those valleys and highs, but when they play innings like this, it all makes sense. It's all worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. I suppose with England, well, it will be really interesting. This is maybe the sort of match where you might have wanted to have Joss Butler, but of course you don't, because he's gone home because of the way that they're playing this. Maybe this would have been a good sort of situation and pitch for Joss Butler, who, you know, to bring out his sweep shots or something. I don't know, but I'm also we'll be interested to see how Folks bats. We're obviously talking lower down the order, and really interested to see how Moeen goes as well, because we know his batting sort of been in decline for a few years, but he has batted well in subcontinent conditions in the past. So yeah, that's going to be quite interesting to see those. Ruti's looking a little bit dangerous. I love it. I love the fact that he keeps smiling so much every time he gets a half a sniff or something.
Him and Rishabh Pant. This game is kind of coasting along. We're into the 70th over, 10 overs to go to the second new ball. That'll be a very exciting phase. There's a crazy number of people watching it just on Hotstar. I've got 12 lakhs. But we're going to take a little bit of a diversion from the game and talk about that video that you were talking about, Mel, where you said that's the video of you which has been viewed the most times on the internet, where you got hit by a ball that was hit by Tim Saudi. We're going to play it soon. Talk us through that story.
Oh no!
Well, Andrew McGlashan at Lords to look ahead at this first test.
It's okay. No worries. Yeah. You see the concern there by George. Nasher laughing away. It cuts off a bit. Nasher ended up saying, obviously my colleagues at Cricinfo, Nasher was like, oh, hashtag good for social. The amazing thing about that, people keep saying, what was your camera operator doing? Why didn't you have them? Why weren't they warning you or something? Well, the funny thing about that is that I was the camera operator. So I self-shoot all of these things. So I'd set up the shot. And India had actually, they pretty much finished training. That was the thing, because it wasn't like we were there while they were in the midst of it. And they were just having a moment, as Tim Southey put it before. And yeah, he was just having a slog. We know Tim Southey can hit the ball a long way. And I blame the fact that with the New Zealand accents, you heard them saying, heads. I don't know what that means. It sounds different in an Australian accent. So George was lightning quick with the duck. I wasn't so lightning quick with the duck, but the leather type jacket helped me out, I think, and protected me. And he was very, very sweet about it, Tim Southey. He came over straight away. He was really concerned. And again, incredibly, the whole thing of him walking up and apologising and everything else all happened perfectly framed within the shot that I'd set up with no one behind the camera. So it was pretty amazing. It was played on news channels here in Australia and in New Zealand. It was like play of the day, where they have someone doing something idiotic and embarrassing. Yeah, that was me. That was me.
The hazards of cricket reporting, the hazards of doing a job that you love. Not
Exactly.
all smiles and cameras and shiny lights.
I told you it was dangerous. I told you, you think you've got your injuries, but it's no picnic when you have to stand in the firing line. I mean, it is. You've got to be very careful turning your back anytime around a cricket pitch when players are training, and I normally do. I've had some other close calls. Anytime that England are training and Ben Stokes, when they put the portable nets in the middle of the pitch or somewhere on the field, and you've got to be really careful, even when you're like 50, 60 meters away, if you're walking in front in the stands. His range hitting practice in the nets is ludicrous, and you've got to be really careful. I'm always really, really conscious whenever he's in there batting. Got to be very careful. It's dangerous out there.
Speaking of Ben Stokes, I mean, just getting back to the cricket, you mentioned him, which is why I just remembered something. I just opened up the scorecard. We've seen almost 70 overs in. We haven't seen any bowling from Ben Stokes. He's bowled like 2 overs, went for, 16. That might have something to do with it. But I think on this kind of a pitch, where as it is, it's going to turn there might be, like England used in the last test, value to bringing him around the wicket and banging in a few short balls. Because of that, you're also creating a rough outside the right-handers off stump, even more of a rough, which is a complication because England have to bat last on this pitch. But I wouldn't mind seeing more of him. I'm surprised that he's bowled this little.
Yeah, maybe they're just deciding. I think he was bowling a fraction short when he came on early as well, and had those expensive couple of overs. Maybe they've just deciding they're going to stick with mostly spin for the moment, with the odd overs from the two sort of frontline bowlers. So I'm sure we'll see more from him at some point. But the fact that they're bringing on Root when they've got Stokes there probably tells you a bit as well. And look, Root's only given away 4 runs in the 3 overs he's bowled. He's got the best economy rate so far out of all of them. So hurrah!
I hate this about being a fast bowler in India on Indian pitches. The part-timers come in and they just roll their arm over, and because they're so slow, it's hard to score against them. And we are running in, giving it everything we've got, and it's just so easy. The ball is nicely coming onto the bat.
Life's unfair, Snehal. Life's unfair. Cricket, like life, is unfair. You got to suck it up, man.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, that might be a good call for stories. I want to hear from the audience. A lot of people are asking about your story, Mel. But before that, I want to hear from the audience. Guys, like Mel just said, life is unfair. Cricket is unfair. Have there कोई ऐसे हादसे हुए हैं क्या आपके क्रिकेट लाइफ में where you thought, what happened with me was unfair? कोई ऐसे हादसे हुए जो आपने सुने हैं, maybe about some other cricketer जो आपको लगे कि dropping him was unfair? Share your stories with us in the comments. अगर आपको story highlight करनी है, you can use the super chat feature. अगर आपको सवाल पूछने हैं, you can use the super chat feature. And in the middle of all that, Rohit Sharma has just danced down the pitch and lifted the ball over mid-wicket. And Mel, I think my stream is slightly ahead of yours. So did I just give it away?
Yes. You are. You're a couple of seconds ahead of me, so that was good because I was able to watch. I sometimes like when things are out of sync, so you get the warning to make sure that you have a look. Yeah, beautiful coming down the pitch and just helping that ball over mid-wicket. And Jack Leach, I think, has actually bowled pretty well generally, and there've been times they've leaked runs, but I think he's shown he's up to the task of competing in this series in India. So it's a tough ask, isn't it, when you've got the spinners coming in, Dom Bess with relatively little, international experience, especially in the subcontinent, coming in, and now Jack Leach as well. But we'll see. It's ticking along very nicely, the score now.
Yeah, and I can just see, the intensity and the frequency just increasing a little bit after coming down the pitch, which probably forced Jack Leach to bowl a slightly shorter length. Rohit Sharma used that slightly shorter length to just paddle scoop that over fine leg. So there is maybe a little bit of a shifting of gears from Rohit Sharma. His first 20-40 runs was really quick. Then he settled into a nice rhythm. And I think we're just going to see a slightly higher pace from here on.
Yeah, and it's a hell of not a luxury, but it's a great asset to have, isn't it? When I know that's some of the criticism that Rishabh Pant gets, that he only goes at that one gear, and Rohit, he's got the ability to kind of pull back at certain times, and the fact he's got Rahane out there with him, and Rahane's been able to pick up the attack at times as well when they've bowled a bit short to him, or he's played some beautiful shots. Ooh.
Yeah, Ben Foakes looks pretty confident about that. There's a lot of energy in that appeal, but no real celebration after that. Well, we're gonna have a look at it. Good time to talk about Ben Foakes, Mel. You mentioned that Joss Butler was missing in this test because of England's rotation policy, and that gives a chance to the guy who, correct me if I'm wrong, and I have a feeling this is going to be not out. Oh, let's have a look at it. It's on the line. Oh, hang on. This is very close. The way I see it, I can't call it right now. I need a zoom in angle.
Oh, that's really hard to tell, isn't it? Because his foot's on that angle. So it's just hard to see Oh, the bottom of the bat. Gosh, quick work by Ben Foakes.
Is he the best keeper in England? And did he just get the best Indian batter of the day out?
I don't know.
I think he's safe. Just with the zoom in angle, I think there is a little bit. Maybe another angle, probably. Just first instinct is that, there is a little bit. I can't see the line. Usually that's the indicator. I can't see the line. This should tell us. I can see the line there. I can see the line there. And I can still see the line there. From that angle, I think he's out.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Oh.
Let us know in the comments, guys. What do you think? Out or not out?
Oh, I think that's... Gee. I think that might be out. That's a tough,
Whoa.
that's a tough one. Oh my gosh, I'm a couple of seconds behind you. Oh my gosh. Now you're getting my, I don't know what it is yet. I don't know what it is. No spoilers. Oh, wow. Not out. Ooh. I tell you what, that is by the tiniest shave of sole on the sole of his boot there. Gosh, that was really good.
I don't think it is even that. I just think he was given the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, maybe. There was the shot from behind. That at first I thought from the side on shot, I thought, oh no, might have a bit. The shot from behind looked like he didn't have anything behind there. So great keep. And that's why Ben Stokes. That's why Foakes is there. Because of those quick hands, like the way he took that, the ball had turned plenty. He took it quite wide of the stump and whipped the bails off so quickly. And look, the general consensus now is that he is the best keeper in England. Some people say he's the best keeper in the world. So there's a lot of trust and belief in him, I think, around English cricket, and he's sort of been a bit perhaps unlucky in the time that he's played, because England sort of went through that phase between Johnny Bairstow and Joss Butler and the strength of their batting scene as being important and moulding them into keepers, especially, I guess, Johnny Bairstow for quite some time there. I mean, it's a question that a lot of teams have, don't they? When you look at India and the whole question about Saha and Pant, and who plays where and what's more important, the skills with the gloves or skills with the bat, and should we all just blame Adam Gilchrist for spoiling it for everyone from forevermore by the way he kept and batted when he was playing for Australia? Just looking at that again, boy, oh boy.
We're going to get a third umpire in, quite literally, because this is the third person on the stream, the third special guest for today, and he also happens to be an umpire. So a third umpire is going to come in and adjudicate this decision. He is someone who you have seen a lot of if you've been watching Mel's YouTube channel. And we have our next special guest about to join in is Bharat Sundaresan, the one and only Bharat Sundaresan. Welcome to the stream.
Thank you, Snail. Firstly, congratulations, 250,000. I was telling you yesterday, I don't think I know those many people in my life, or I've even met that many people. It's a huge number.
I don't think any of us have. Who knows 250,000 people?
When you grow up in India, the chances are that you might have seen 250,000 people, not
go to
met
10 weddings and you'll probably do that.
Yeah, that's true. Exactly.
Pre-COVID weddings.
Has anything changed? I saw some pictures that my cousins had posted. Everything looks the same now, even now. And before we go on, that was out, by the way. If India was playing a test match outside, that was out. That was clearly out.
I said that. I called it. The umpire has spoken.
Yeah, I thought it was from that. The telling one was the footage from behind the stumps. As soon as I saw that one.
Guys, आप लोगों ने comments में बताया क्या? Do you think that was out or not out? I mean, all three here have said कि it is out. Did you think it is not out or out? Let us know in the comments. And as usual, you can highlight your comments. You can ask your questions to both our guests or to me through a super chat as well. And Bharat Sundaresan, also known as Beastie Boy, is on the show. And I've always kind of wanted to ask you, why Beastie Boy?
There's a band called Beastie Boys, and I've not heard a single song of theirs. I'll be honest, but it's just something that my cousin used to call me many years ago. I don't even know why. And this in 2009 is when I joined Twitter, and I was asked to join Twitter by my then sports editor Kunal Pradhan, because he said that a lot of things are happening on Twitter. Chris Gayle and West Indies Cricket Board seem to have some issue. Just join Twitter. And so I said, like, what is Twitter? I have no idea. And you know how it is, right? You always use the most ridiculous name to start your profile or whatever it is.
No, neither
media.
Mel or me know how it is. My Twitter profile is
Well,
Snehal Pradhan. Hers
see,
is
see,
Melinda Farrell.
See, that's why the good, bad, and the ridiculous. There you go. You have it on your show.
Now you're gonna have to explain which one of us is good and which one of us is the bad.
I'm sure you can alternate.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But then it's yeah. Oh, I gave it away. See, bad can be good. I like just to think I'm bad. I'm bad.
Okay, fine. Okay, you are.
Oh dear. That's an interesting one for sure. I was pretty sure that was out by the look from behind. Anyway, not given out. So there you go.
Yeah, we got a lot of comments actually chiming in. A lot of comments saying not out. I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Acha, I have not introduced Bharat Sundaresan properly. So forgive me, Mel, but for this, I'm going to switch into Hindi, and maybe Bharat, I'm keen to see whether he can switch into Hindi at some point on the stream. Bharat Sundaresan, sports writer of great renown, mega West Indies cricket fan, author of the book on MS Dhoni, Dhoni Touch, and now Desh Gaddar, because he has gone from India to Australia, now settled in Australia. But former writer with the Indian Express, now writer with CricBuzz. अगर आपके फोन पे CricBuzz है और आप क्रिकेट के बारे में फॉलो करते हो, you'll probably have read his articles, and I'm going to cut that short because Rohit Sharma has just gotten out.
Oh.
Yeah, his wife doesn't look very happy with that shot.
Oh, she's had a lot of airtime today.
Yeah, no.
They've basically had a camera trained on her the entire time.
Yeah, they do that a lot.
Yeah, and she has a lot of free air around her, right, Mel? There's nobody else around. Like, there are other women in that box, but she's been given like her own space till the time Rohit was batting.
Social media distancing.
Makes sense.
So that's it. The double centuries out of the picture.
Yeah, a top-edge sweep. I mean, Leach has probably gotten a little extra bounce on that one. Hang on, was it Leach or was it Moin?
It was Leach.
Yeah, it was Leach. Yeah, he's probably gotten a little extra bounce, and that's the thing that Leach is. Whenever he's gotten the pitch to do a little something, he's looked dangerous. So that is a huge wicket, and I have a feeling now we are going to see exactly what this pitch is really like.
Yeah, and it was interesting that the England players earlier, when India were on about 230, I heard one of them sort of just yelling out saying, 250 for 6, 250 for 6. Come on, boys, 250 for 6. So they're down to 4, 2 wickets to go, 2 runs to go.
And most importantly for our Indian viewers, Snehal, did you see that all the Indian players, as Rohit was walking off, they all just stood in their position and clapped? Virat Kohli took 2 steps towards him and patted him on the back. That means everything is like okay between the two of them. Very important to say that.
Biggest topic of discussion at some point or the other in India is क्या रोहित शर्मा और विराट कोहली के बीच दुश्मनी है? Do they have some kind of enmity? Is there a race for the captaincy between them? Are there ego issues in the team? And come on, yaar. I mean, everyone has to write something. That's probably why.
Every day as well.
All right, it's pants time. Pant time. You know I like it. You know I get excited.
Who wouldn't? I mean, who wouldn't? The kind of batting we've seen from Rishabh Pant in the last few games, so far, I have a theory that Rishabh Pant doesn't believe in the law of averages.
Yeah,
And
but this is the first time he walked out to bat with India in a good position for a long time.
true.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how he goes.
But on this pitch, I don't think there's any question of how he's going to go. He's going to go for it.
Yeah,
Because
that
you
is
know
true.
this is that one of those kind of situations. Especially you got a off spinner into the attack, taking the ball away from you. That you are going to probably just try and make the most of it. Because unlike in the last test, the off spinner will be effective in this test. Because in the last test, the middle of the pitch was good. So
Good
the
point.
off spinner was bowling into the middle of the pitch, and in the last test did not have any effect. In this test, the middle of the pitch is also turning, so Moeen Ali is going to be very difficult to play. That's why Rishabh went after Jack Leach, because Jack Leach was getting turn out of the rough. So he was the most dangerous bowler, and he had to be taken out of the equation. Here, Moeen Ali is going to be.
Yeah. Moeen could jag a wicket here because
that
sides. He's got a lot of wickets against sides where when they take him on, almost like they underestimate him a little bit at times, and they take him on, and he's got a lot of wickets that way where players have decided to target him. Ooh, so I know a couple of seconds, and the bounce too.
I know, exactly.
Little smile from Rishabh there.
Why are you a ball behind me, Mel? Now I'll have to control my reactions.
That passage of play just told us exactly where whose streams are. For some reason, Bharat, sitting in Adelaide in Australia, is ahead of me, sitting in Pune, India. And I am ahead of Mel, sitting in Orange, which is near Sydney in Australia.
That's crazy, isn't it? I just tried something. Maybe I've caught up. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll have to be careful. I'll see how you guys are reacting and then not give anything away.
I'm surprised, given the case, he didn't really react to Rohit Sharma getting out.
No, because you were introducing me, saying good things about me. So I thought
more important, definitely more important to hear about Bharat Sundaresan.
This is the ego I have to put up with. See, I'm not far behind now. This is going to be really interesting.
Ooh.
So this is what this pitch is really like to bat on.
Yeah,
and until now we were seeing something crazy.
Yeah, this could well be like a 3.5 day finish.
Yeah.
It will be, yeah. All this Joe Root is the best player of spin the world has ever seen, and all will crumble. I think that's my prediction.
Chalo dekhte hai. The Indian pitch curators are like, अच्छा ऐसा बोला Joe Root के बारे में. चलो देखते हैं. Let's find out how good he actually is.
Exactly. No, such man. Yeah,
but that's nice. I don't know if you just saw it was a great over by Moeen, and to see Joe Root just patting him on the back, and they're both having a real laugh. I just so good after some of the fractious moments that we saw in the Australia-India series, to see players laughing and smiling and actually having fun. It's really nice.
Yeah. And just to see Moeen Ali out there, right, Mel? We were there and Edgbaston 2 years ago, where it looked like that shit, we'll never see him again. And we went to Worcester, I remember, for the warm-up game, and that's when the news came that he's taking a break from cricket, and a week later he was back in cricket. It didn't look good for Moeen Ali back then. I never thought he'll play Test cricket again, but here he is.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, a lot of the English fans are really, really fond of Moeen for a reason. He's been so good for the England team and England cricket in general, and he's a lovely man as well. So yeah, that's who I'm interested. Look, Akshar has made his way into the side as well. So looking forward to seeing him play. What's his big appeal? Celeb appeal?
They've gone up straight away, so that could be something they're very confident about. And like I said, just the minute Rohit Sharma gets out, things are happening here.
Yeah. Rahane looked a little guilty. I don't know.
Look, Bharat is one person who knows every look and every player's face.
Yeah, but I don't. Maybe he's I don't know.
I hope anyone on the subscribers are watching this. No, it's an appeal for a catch for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope everyone in the subscriber base are watching this side by side with watching on TV. I hope सबने अपना mute button चालू कर किया है TV का, YouTube stream का नहीं, so you can listen to us and watch what's happening, and we will kind of talk you through it. Slight delay होगा, but I have a feeling कि आप लोगों को मजा आएगा ये सुन के. Still waiting. Bharat is going to get the first look at this.
आउट नहीं आप आराम से आप सांस ले सकते हो अभी.
Oh, yes, he's called it right.
But like you know who else is called everything right? The Indian umpires have been spectacular in this test series so far. Like it's so good to see Indians do well, like at test level. We haven't seen too many. I keep complaining to Mel about it, and no, it's good. And like Virender Sharma has been one of the better umpires in even in the IPL and the few one days he's done. It's been really good, and it's yeah. Wait, I don't know why Joe Root and all are just hanging around.
They're going to check the LBW also, I'm sure, but I think that was going down like.
Oh yeah.
But the fact that you say that, but as soon as you came onto the stream, you said that there was a decision which, if it wasn't an Indian umpire, we would have gotten the other way.
That's true. No, see, the only third umpire we deserve to have is Shamsuddin. Mel and I decided it last time. He's just outstanding. Like just the way. Yeah. Just the way, like after DRS calls, the way he orders the umpire in the middle and say, "Okay, now you give him out. Now you give him not out." I love it.
It's great. No nonsense. He just gets on with it.
He is the best. Yeah, I'm missing Shamsuddin this time around. Anil Chaudhary, brilliant on field, but he got that one wrong. And Joe Root's being a nice guy, walking up to the umpire and yeah, I didn't.
Having a chat, it hit the ground as soon as it passed the bat. That's why I thought there was two sounds. That's why I reviewed. It's okay, Joe.
I know exactly.
You get it wrong.
He's overdoing this whole "I'm a nice guy" thing. It never works out well. Ask Australia.
Yeah, but to be fair, there wasn't an entire documentary series made on how England have become the nicest guys in cricket and hold the standards. The bar is now somewhere up there for Australian cricket. So there's a little bit of a difference there.
Not yet.
Well, not
if
yet.
If they win
yeah.
this series, they will make a documentary.
Well, no, but that's the thing. So I don't know if the viewers have seen the test. That was the one about Australia, that documentary. But I thought there was a really interesting contrast to The Edge, which was the one that was made. Yeah, The Edge. And the Barney, who was their filmmaker, he spent a lot of time. He used to be like their official team sort of media and social media manager, all of that sort of stuff. Did loads of filming. Videographer. He did all of that. And so the brave thing about that, and it was more about, the whole mental health and the way players could break down. But the triumphant moment when they got to number one in the world happened in the middle of the movie. And then after that, it showed the descent and the fall to the 5-0 whitewash in Australia during the Ashes. So another appeal there, but so that was really interesting. It wasn't this whole, we're going to have this great story and it finishes with the highs. Actually, they showed what happens when you get to the high, and then you had all the lows afterwards, the descent, and that was, I think, much more realistic about life and also about cricket and how it works. So I thought that was quite a brave sort of structural thing to do about a film. So if any of you haven't seen The Edge, some great stuff in there too about mental health, beautifully shot. Oh, look, there you go. Oh, this is exciting. We've got some good people behind the scenes on this.
Yeah, I wonder who they are.
Yeah. So there you go. It's really, really worthwhile watching that if you're a cricket fan, just to see that. So there you go.
Yeah, I mean,
I think.
Really? You should see it.
Oh, The Edge is much better than So the Test is like a Karan Johar movie, and The Edge is like one of those art movies they make in India. Where there's more. There's more reality to it. Yeah. Oh, okay. You're going to see something happen now.
No, I just saw that.
Someone has just said something. Oh no, someone has just done something. Hello. Oh, come on. Oh, come on.
Moeen! Straight through. Oh, yes, Mo.
That's a bad sweep shot. Yeah, he didn't pick the wrong length to sweep. Yeah, I know.
Moeen, what a couple of wickets he's got, hey?
I know.
He's got the captain and the vice captain, bowled through the gate, both not playing great shots, but that's the thing. That's what Moeen does.
Come
That's
on,
what
Jinx.
That's what Dom Best did as well, right?
Yeah.
So
Look at that. I love that. Just really, really restrained fist pump from Moeen. I mean, it was a great knock by Rahane
yeah.
while it lasted. But this game's picking up pace. Hey, what did I say? 6 for 250, they were saying. It's now 5 for 249.
Yeah.
It's part of England's plan.
Ashwin's not going to agree with you. Of course, it's not going to be 6 for.
Might not be.
But the best thing about, like, I love watching Ashwin walk out to bat, because when you see Ashwin walk out to bat, any time of the day, anywhere in the world, it looks like it's the first ball of the day, and like, he's just walking out to open the innings. He's got that air about him. And he's got that bounce energy about him. He's got that look on his face. Like, 0 for 0.
Yeah. It's like the gunslinger walking into town with the 6 shooters in the holsters on both hips. He's
or
there.
just an opening batsman, Mel.
Well, yeah, but you know what I mean. It's
I know. Yeah.
walking in a Western. I could see him, playing the I don't know, the man who rides
the Tamil
into
outlaw.
town.
Yeah.
Riding into town.
There's a big discussion between Stokes and a couple of other players and the umpire in between that. I wonder what that was.
No, I think they kept showing a replay of the Ajinkya Rahane thing, and from behind it looks like there's a spike when the ball is passing his glove or something.
The previous appeal, the previous year.
Yeah. I don't know what that was about, but yeah. So you're right, Snehal. Like Rohit Sharma and the other batsmen so far on this pitch.
Who is it going to be for England? Who's going to be that person for England, like Rohit Sharma was for India?
I don't know, Mel. Who's it going to be?
Well,
Can't be Joe Root. I think Ben Stokes.
Yeah, I think Ben Stokes. Ben Stokes.
Who
knows? Maybe we've seen so many crazy things. Maybe it'll be Moeen.
I was going to say that, with like this whole Moeen Ali for Dom Best. Yes, he's taken 2 wickets now. The batting just looks stronger. If Moeen Ali bats the way he did last time around, he made 200s and all. So,
I mean, his batting hasn't been what it was then, but yeah, it was bad. But again, he still pitched the ball in the right place and got it to turn.
Yeah.
Got it to turn perfectly.
I'm still fuming about that dismissal.
Yeah,
I'm just like, I am very emotionally invested in Ajinkya Rahane's batting.
He actually was sweeping really well today. He just picked the wrong length. He went down too quickly, I thought.
Okay, 250 for 5.
Yeah.
It's the moment of truth.
And 5 overs to go for the new ball. And as soon as we see the new ball, we're going to see Leach and Moeen bowl with the new ball, is what I think. Also, do you guys think that the ball is held up a lot better this test?
Yeah, definitely. They showed the ball after 50 overs or so, right? It looked, the last pitch, Mel and I were talking about, it looked like some 4 dogs had had a go at it. It looked that bad.
It was just in shreds, wasn't it? It was shocking. So it does. Now, I'm sorry, I do. It's at the point I might ask. I'm just going to tweet out there and ask people if they can send some nominations for good, bad, and ridiculous.
Good time. 14.
Of course. Everyone in the comments, please make sure after this stream you head over to Mel's channel and watch today's good, bad, ridiculous with Bharat.
I'm like, जब भी और कोई नहीं मिलता है तो मेरे पास आती है वो.
Are you talking behind my back?
No, I'm right here, and I was talking about my own self. I said, when you don't find anyone as good as me, you come to me.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You're first on the list. Sometimes other people beg me to come on as a guest.
I know, and I'm like, yeah, that's fine.
How come Bharat does not have his own YouTube channel?
Oh, yeah, no. Who would want to watch this?
Apparently, a lot of people.
Yeah, plenty.
I'm just like, yeah, as of now, I'm just like, yeah, making my mark on Mel's channel. You know how it is, no? Like, artists always like, who become famous first start out in like other famous bands. So, like, in the back. So, there you
So
go,
you're
the back.
using me is what you're saying. You're using me.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought.
It was almost 250 for 6, but it is not. Don't worry.
There's still time. Oh no, this
Whoa.
guy must be behind you then.
Yeah.
Wow, and yeah, Ashwin decided to cross that 250 for 6 barrier in cavalier style.
Yeah.
I
know,
can like, just imagine him folding his lungi and wait, I'll show you.
Yeah. Can you stick 2 pistols in your lungi now? That's a question that I want your viewers to answer, Snehal.
Wild west of the
South.
very south, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Actually, you know what? They keep showing this Rahane replay. And it might have been out. It went off his glove. It's a weird thing.
No one, after they checked the bat, then they checked the LBW, but no one checked the ball moving past. And to be fair, I didn't spot that either.
Yeah.
It was the top glove.
Yeah, only from behind that it looks like. Yeah, it's a weird one. Anyways,
it's weird because it's like brush the glove as it's bounced up, like almost it's gone up underneath, and then brush the back of the glove on the way through. Interesting controversy.
I know. Oh, they're showing Anil Chaudhary on camera. I mean, I told you, Shamsuddin. We're missing Shamsuddin.
Bichara.
No.
So everyone, if you haven't checked out Mel's channel yet, definitely go over to Mel's channel. Bharat currently lives in her living room.
It's sort of weird. Well, it's weird doing it by Zoom, isn't it?
I know. I did spend 2 nights there. It's a beautiful place. If you ever come to Australia, go to Orange. Could have been capital of Australia.
Oh no! What have you done, Bharat? Now Mel is not going to stop talking about it for the next 15 minutes.
Hey,
I know. I wanted someone to share the burdens. That's why I brought it. Just because you're there, so that you can listen to it for a change.
Hey, you had a good time. You had a good time here.
Of course.
It's a beautiful place. Sorry, I'm just composing this tweet. I can't even think of anything witty to say, but you know.
Great commentary team, which they're just giving a view of right now, but I think this one is pretty good too.
So you see so Ajit there. This is great because a lot of people in this commentary team I've worked with. So I did a bit of a chat with Butch a couple of days ago and Deep yesterday, and Ajit's there who I worked with a lot. And Bharat knows this because I've said this to him. My current obsession, I love the way that Ajit says the word really. So it's just, it's the accent and the way he rolls his R's, and he sort of says it with real conviction as well. And as I sit there when I'm watching it and I hear him say something's really good, you know, Australian accent really sounds like, really? It just doesn't sound very nice. Yeah. But when Ajit said it, it's like, really? And I sit there at home going, really? Because I just love the way.
It's got that proper Shivaji Park accent. The really, he really stresses on the R.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I love the way he says it. So whenever he's on, I'm like, I just wait for him to say something's really good so I can try and practice saying it, but I can't say it as well.
I personally have been very impressed. I mean, we didn't get the Sony broadcast during the Australia series, so I didn't hear. This is the first time I'm listening to his commentary on. Spoken to him, of course, a few times, but this is really good. I think he's good. He's a good addition. He's got like a nice, calming voice, at least. Yeah, at least a new voice for a change.
Yeah, I'm always in favor of having more bowlers in the commentary panel.
But they've got a good mix, haven't they, with fast bowlers, spinner, the batting options as well. So there's, I quite like that as well, having that mix too.
Yeah, and basically, like, they just wanted another guy who scored a century against England in the commentary box. So, whoa!
Uh-oh.
Now
nothing,
I'm
nothing.
excited.
Bharat has
Wait.
just told us something. We can't see it yet. We can't see it yet.
Okay. I'm in anticipation. Wait
Whoa.
for it.
It just turned a lot. That's it.
Holy moly!
Okay.
Wow. What, if this pitch is doing this on day one, what the hell is it going to be doing in 2 days' time?
Yeah. Well, yeah. When England are just fighting to save the match on day 3.
But it's not. I mean, it's not just the fact that it's turning, is it? When they were showing those picture, the sort of picture going down there, it was the surface almost looked like it could end up being quite loose.
Yeah.
Sort of the little plates that it like little cracks into plates, and lots of puffs of dust sort of early on. So it's just going to be interesting to see how well it holds together.
So I read something on Cricinfo, and Bharat, have you ever lived in Chennai?
No, only for 10 months.
10 months, okay. That's more than either of us, I think. So you're currently the resident expert on the Chennai pitch. And Cricinfo was saying that, this venue has multiple soil compositions. You have the last pitch, which was a purely red soil kind of a pitch. But this one, I think, is red below and black soil on top. And I would actually think my instinct and my experience is that the black soil pitches are usually flatter.
Exactly. I mean,
that's like Ranchi, isn't it? Ranchi was that really black soil pitch as well when we were there in 2017.
A lot of pitches in India have black soil, black clay. Like Mumbai and Chepauk have been historically grounds, as Nehal would tell you, which have that red soil, which is why they've always had more bounce and turn and bounce as well. So but see, the one thing about Chennai also is they talk a lot about pitches, and there's a lot of science that they like to talk about. So they might be onto something there, but I mean, at times it can get a little exaggerated, this whole red soil, black soil. At the end of the day, it also depends on what it plays like, as we all know. Like, you can just look at a pitch and say that this is going to happen, that's going to happen. Look at the Gabba, right? Cracks. They kept everybody was getting very high and excited every time someone mentioned crack, but that crack did nothing. Ask Josh Hazelwood. So it did not get anyone high in the end. So we have to see.
I maintain that. I remember really this hammering home to me on a number of series, but that 2017 tour from when Australia toured India, and there was a lot of stuff written by some of the other Australian journalists about the pitch. And, I was lucky because I had lots of Indian colleagues to talk about it. And we spent a long time, my colleague Kartik and I spent like an hour talking to the curator at Ranchi after there were a lot of things said about the pitch. And in fact, I know at least one of the Australian journalists ended up apologising to the curator once apologized. Sort of, he tweeted an apology saying, I got this really wrong. But it's the same in England when someone shows a picture of a pitch 2 days out at the Oval, and everyone's like, "Oh, green mamba," sort of thing. And it's like it's just players don't. I was talking about this with Deep. Players who get a really good look at it and look at it in the days leading up. I mean, they get it wrong. There are times when they get it wrong. They oh, is he gone? Pant's gone. Oh yes, he's gone. There he goes. Oh, this might be a lot of fun now. We might see
Leach
him
is
go
in.
off.
Leach versus Pant again.
Okay, here we go. This could be lots of fun. But yeah, just like a photo of a pitch 2 days before, 1 day before, even the morning of. Whoa, you geez, he picked that well. Yeah, it's just, I think, a lot of the time meaningless because there's so many other things that come into play, and players who are there, they think it's going to do something and it doesn't, And then even when you think, well, you know what the pitch is going to do on day one, like sometimes then it doesn't play out the way that you expect it's going to by day 3 or day 4. So it's sort of one of those things. It's like predictions when people make predictions about, oh, it's going to be 3-1 or 2-1 or whatever. It's I don't know.
I want to know what is in Rishabh Pant's brain where he can predict the ball, the path of the ball so well, because that one, it puffed, it turned, it even bounced, if he had let it, and he still hit it for 6.
Yeah. That's why I said he's picked that so well.
I think it's just the fact that once he jumps out, he's always so committed, right? Like he just goes through with the shot. He never second guesses himself. I think that is his greatest strength. And I think it goes back to how he is as a person as well, right? I remember I always tell people when I interviewed him and after he just been picked for his first ever IPL gig and he was just still at the Under-19 World Cup or he'd just come back. And like, how most people will say, oh, what do you want to do with the money? No, I want to focus on my cricket. I want to all that. He told me I want a big house. I want a fancy car. That's what I'm going to want with them. That's the clarity of mind. And it's always stuck, with me and that's how he bats as well. There's no, no, I'm going to pay respect to him or I'm going to, decide once I jump out of my crease whether I should go through with my shot or not. He decides and he plays the shot. And and just about the pitches in 2017, Mel, I know the curators came in for a lot of flack, but that Pune pitch, right? Still the investigation is on for many. Was it Kumble? Was it Kohli? Was it this guy? I'll tell you a little story. So 2 days before that test match, Pandurang Salgaonkar, the curator, had a little press conference. The whole media circus was there. And after the thing finished, I remember it's just very randomly I told him, sir, please make one turning pitch, no? My wife has just left for Australia. I have lots of things to just sort out for myself. I want to go home early, and, we all know what happened. The match lasted for a day and a half. So yeah, only Gav Joshi was the only other guy who was there. And he still tells people that he prepared it for me, not for the Indian team or Australian team. So
that's great. Yeah, that was crazy. The day of Steve O'Keefe.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. It's funny you said that about Rishabh. So when I interviewed him, when I first met him, that was in India in Delhi. And that was 2017 as well. So yeah, he was being touted, next big thing, all that sort of stuff. And I think he was 18 at the time, and we came away from that interview. And I remember saying to Arya, who's producing this watch party as well, he was with me then producing, and I said to him, it must be the most confident 18-year-old I reckon I've ever met. I remember thinking that. He was very cheeky and friendly and chatty, and it was great, because quite often when you interview 18-year-olds, it can be difficult. They don't have that confidence to sort of speak the way that he did, but he was definitely, I reckon, the most confident 18-year-old I've ever interviewed. Wasn't the most confident shot then, was it?
Yeah, no, it turned a lot. Yeah, I think it's a growing trend now in India. I'm sure Snehal comes across a lot of, she does so much under-19 cricket as well, which is great. And she does a great job at the Under-19 World Cup. You've done the last 2, right, Snehal?
No, I did only that one in 2018. I didn't go to South Africa.
Oh, last year nobody went. I don't think anybody went. Or just one person went from India. But yeah, I mean, it's a changing trend in India as well. These guys are so used to being interviewed, especially if you come from a big city like Bombay or Delhi. You have so many journalists who come and talk to you from a young age, and you get media trained in a different way. Not the way you get media trained in other parts of the world where you start saying the same thing. It's
I already that's one of the things I loved about going to the Under-19 World Cup, is that these kids were not there yet. They were still fairly open about their lives. They were still fairly unguarded in terms of what they said, and they were still, oh my God, is everyone admiring Ashwin's cover drives? I am.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, that
'cause
last one he played, the last two he's played have been like really lovely.
he's gone back to batting the way he used to, no, in 2011-12, that period. Especially a couple of shots he played in the last test.
Well, it
The
was
way he
only
drove.
Sydney onwards, right? He started the Australian tour disappointingly in terms of his batting.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then everyone thought again, oh no, Ashwin's still not batting well. And then suddenly,
Yeah.
after Sydney, he's rediscovered. I mean, that will happen if you have a 3 hour long net.
Yeah.
No, but he was batting, working a lot on his batting. Like I remember, right since that first warm up game into Drummoyne Oval, he was like he would in the mornings he would have like a long throwdown session with Hari, the video analyst, and they were working on something, and then finally. Maybe it was at the SCG before the series and all began when they were still playing a warm up game. He had a long net, and then Ravi Shastri walked up to him and said, like, asked him to just like calm down, like just focus on your game. He asked him to just not overthink it, and then I think that made a huge difference. Yeah, like Ashwin's that kind of you get some players you just need to just give them like a very like heavy pat on the back and say like no, we back you, and that's all he needed, and it's been a different Ashwin since with the bat and of course with the ball.
So I want to then, since Bharat, you saw the Australian tour and Mel more closely than any of us, I want to ask you why Ashwin succeeded as a bowler in Australia. Both of you. On the spot, right as the new ball is due and the fact that it hasn't been taken.
Yeah. Jerry's good bowl. You go first.
I mean, no, I think it for years, like every time he went to Australia, he was always compared with Nathan Lyon in terms of the overspin. He wasn't getting the ball to like dip like Nathan Lyon does. Of course, they bowl with very different bowling actions, and Snail is the expert here. But you could see that even in the warm-up game, he started working on a load-up, with a very different load-up. And the reason for that load-up was to get that whole action going. Of course, it's a very small screen, but you know what I'm saying. So
initially he would go like that.
Yeah,
and now he's going more like that.
He had this elbow movement.
Yeah,
we
so
were watching that at
Drummoyne.
Drummoyne.
Yeah,
that's extra elbow.
Yeah, exactly. So kind of get him into that position so that he can use the index finger more to get the ball that way, so that it kind of dips and then it bounces like here Nathan Lyon gets it to do. And I think once he got comfortable, because Mel and I noticed that he stopped doing that whole thing.
He only did it at Drummoyne. You remember, because he did it at Drummoyne, and then by the time, because they played the warm-up game at Drummoyne, and then they played the warm-up game at the SCG, and he was doing that really pronounced. He didn't do it at the SCG.
Yeah, exactly. So once I think he got comfortable, and see, I think it's confidence as well, right? He bowled really well even last time in Adelaide, 2018. And like once he got like Steve Smith out, I think that played a huge role in him getting that feeling good about himself bowling in those conditions, because he'd come in for so much criticism over the years. And of course the MCG, it helped that Rahane went up to him. And I'm not saying that Kohli's absence played a huge role, but in a way it did, I guess, because he was just I remember one point during that MCG in the first innings MCG test, it must be Boxing Day, he'd bowled 7 or 8 overs, and Rahane had already asked Umesh Yadav to replace him at that end. But then Ashwin just like walked all the way towards Rahane, and he said that, no, give me one more over. And Rahane being Rahane just let him bowl another over. So, would this have happened with Kohli? I don't know. But, even things like that. He started feeling like feeling like a leader. And he famously had said, "Oh, I'm a leader without a title," a few years ago, and that became he got a lot of criticism for that. But I think this time on this tour, it felt like a leader. That's the way he was with everyone else, and you could see that even now, right? Like in his YouTube shows, how he got everyone in the conversations he was having with them. I think it had a huge role to do with that, and of course the overspin.
But I mean, come on, we've got Ashwin and Pant batting, and can you imagine Ashwin is giving me more heart attacks than Pant?
Yeah, but it's also a sign of what they think of this pitch, that they all are trying to be aggressive.
Yeah, that's going to be that sort of thing, isn't it? You want to just get runs on the boards as quickly as he can.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and also like just playing spin from your crease, I think on this pitch is going to be difficult. So that's why they all just jumping out and trying to smother the turn the best they can.
Yeah. But I agree with Bharat. That was the thing I was going to say about Ashwin, is that the way the senior role he took, and I think not just with talking to the batters and everything else, but just that I guess Rahane was letting them have a lot of say in setting their own fields as well. And I think Ashwin had a fair bit of control with the fields that he had set to him. So it's kind of being in control of his own setup and the plans that he had in place as well. And that very much came across, I think, the whole leadership thing. And yeah, you do see that. You do see that some players really thrive on that. We saw quite a few Indian players did as they all started falling like flies. But I think he was just so confident in everything that he was trying to do, and obviously that confidence has been given to him by the people around him. But yeah, it was really interesting that whole. And that fascinated me, that whole changing that load up and the tweak to his action, because Bharat and I were like, what the hell is he doing? It was this really pronounced, complicated, almost awkward looking move that he was doing. But that just said so much, how hard he works on every single aspect of his bowling and every single tweak. And he was clearly doing a huge amount of work coming in there. And he outbowled Nathan Lyon quite, substantially, I think.
Comprehensively, yeah, absolutely. But I think it's also the fact that the Indian batters played Lyon a lot better than the Australian batters played Ashwin. What's actually, I don't know if either of you, whoa. We've just seen Rishabh Pant.
What? Oh, he's a freak, isn't he? That's brilliant.
Come on, Mel. Joe Root did this like every other ball in the last test. Chumma don't like
not from this was middle stump.
Yeah.
not
reverse sweeping from middle stump. Come on.
This is a better
ball.
shot.
That's a brilliant shot.
Yeah,
Come on.
This is a great shot.
And he took it so full as well. Like they're just exactly where he hit it too. Yes. And brilliant.
One more. Yep, one more.
Oh,
and I don't know if you guys have noticed this. If the fact that Moeen Ali also seems to have just brought his elbow in a little bit in his run-up.
He seems to have, yeah.
So it's almost kind of a similar thing to what Ashwin was doing. And I know that coaches go on and on about, how your load-up should be so particular. And I've personally never found that it makes much of a difference. But these off-spinners seem to be, buying into this.
Yeah. And the only disappointing thing about Ashwin was, though, and Mel would remember, okay. You guys can see what. Yeah. Sorry.
Wait. Oh, I got to see this now.
That turned.
Ooh. Wow.
Nothing you could do about that.
He can. He's reviewed it. So.
Oh, here we go.
Very interesting.
See, that's such a typical. That's such a typical Moeen Ali wicket, though, isn't it? Where he gets bunted for a couple of balls, and then he jags a wicket.
Yeah. Looks like it
missed everything. Okay, my angle.
That's a difficult. Well, the first angle that they show is a really difficult angle to tell anything.
Oh no, you're right. It has missed everything. No, I don't know. Does that count?
Has it brushed the back of the bat? I haven't seen the replay yet that shows
I think it's not.
Daylight.
It's not out.
Daylight.
Yeah.
Daylight. And his shirt. Oh, his pant.
Yeah.
The pant of pant.
I knew you were going to do that.
That's because I'm incredibly predictable.
I got all my caught behinds right today, so I'm happy. Like, and all of them were feathers, man. None of them were like a proper age. So
Just to remind everyone, Bharat here is a qualified umpire, and he has just returned and joined us in the stream after a full day, 50 overs, 100 overs of
no,
umpiring.
this is 60 overs I'm umpiring. My partner didn't come, so I had to umpire like both ends.
Both
So
ends.
yeah, because my partner apparently so this was the second day of a 2-day game. So last weekend he did it, and he was supposed to come. And then when I went there, they had very low expectations as well, because apparently he had a very bad day. He fought with the coach, and one of the kids, when he asked them for asked them to give help him like mark his guard, he said like, who do you think you are you Don Bradman? Like, yeah, so so whatever I did, it was gonna look good. So yeah, I didn't have too much of a bar to go past today, but yeah, no,
But this is a 2-day game played over 2 weekends.
that's how they play it in Australia, right? Like, they always play only Saturdays. Like club cricket at club level, it's never back-to-back days, so it's only Saturday.
So then you have a totally different pitch in 1 week.
It could, no, there are some restrictions. Wait, I think we'll be talking about something else.
Oh no.
Yeah.
This is like, oh my gosh, this is just
Spoiler Sundaresan.
Do you know, I was just going to say before, this is just going to be that sort of match. We've seen so many balls balloon off the pads or the gloves or the bats. This is just going to be happening. That's going to be the majority of wickets by the time we get to the last 2 innings, isn't it?
I don't like the fact that Ashwin walked. Well, TK, I suppose it
I think
wouldn't have made a
it
difference.
just went straight off his bat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually expected Akshar Patel to walk in at 7. Wasn't that supposed to be like a like for like?
No, I mean, I think I'm totally not surprised by this decision, because you'll definitely go with the guy who has test match experience.
True.
Also right hand, left hand.
Oh yeah, that is true.
Chalo, this should be interesting. Will we see Akshar Patel from the IPL, or will we see Akshar Patel from the Ranji Trophy? Akshar's batting actually this IPL was pretty impressive. I was surprised. I had a feeling that Akshar, I didn't really rate him as a batter based on what I'd seen, but this IPL kind of made me change my mind.
He's been decent in domestic cricket over the years, and they rate him very highly at the India A level for his batting and his fielding. I mean, his bowling we all know about.
Okay, looking at his figures, he has a first-class average of 35, 1 first-class century, 13 first-class 50s.
That's not bad at all. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
once got a...
Oof. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
This is so wild. This is so wild.
Again.
I can't get any closer to live. I'm on live.
No, the Fox. Are you watching it on your laptop?
No, I'm watching it on my iPad. Oof.
Oh no, they're always a ball behind when you're watching it, like on the Foxtel Go or Fox, whatever the thing is.
KO.
KO.
Boy, oh boy. Yeah, Akshar Patel once gave me a lift in a car.
Oh.
And I think from memory, I'll have to go back and look at the video. I think he did some kind of rap. He was like rapping or something. These are the weird things that you end up doing when you're reporting, traveling around India. And I got a lift to the stadium, and we filmed an interview along the way.
Wow, so that was not by design? So you basically got into
No, it was by design. No, it was by design.
Oh.
No, because there's so few opportunities to actually film. So you have to work out, right, oh my God, okay, when are we going to film this interview? Right, what if we get in a car and we'll film the whole thing in a car? So we filmed the whole interview in the car on the way from the hotel to the stadium. I was indoor for, I think, less than 24 hours to film it. And the most embarrassing thing was I wore a red dress that day. And of course, all the Kings 11 players are all dressed in red. And I looked like I don't know, I was some weird sort of cheerleader or something wearing this red dress interviewing them, and I was really, really embarrassed. It was not by design. So that was weird. That was a few years ago. I've got a photo of it somewhere, but it was. I sort of forgotten about it until I saw him in the squad for this series. But he did rap or something. I'm going to have to go back and check. He definitely did some rapping.
With Manan Vora, apparently.
Yes, it was. Look, Aria is on the thing. Yeah, it was with Manan Vora. So basically, I was sat in the middle with those two either side of me. Aria, who's just realised that he was sitting in the front seat filming
it.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow, what a story!
I've done some bizarre things and odd things as I go around traveling. I did get to do a lot of really cool things in India. Those 2 years that I was there for 2 months and 3 months, and definitely got to do some really amazing things, incredible experiences. Oh my God! I can't believe Aria found that. See, I told you I was wearing the red dress. I look like I'm half in uniform. What is that expression as well? Oh my God, that's a good find.
Wow.
That's really funny.
Oh my God, that is really quick work once again by the guy at the back end of this live stream, Arya, who is a superstar when it comes to making these channels go like clockwork. And he was a part of the story. So it's like,
Aria made that tour fun. I was so sick at one point on that tour. I was so sick. I had like a chest infection. And hang on, what's happened here? We've got a dud.
His tone is damaged. His pads, the Velcro has come off,
and he's going to have to soak his whites as well. There's lots of dirt coming off. Yeah, Aria. I was so sick, and he and it got to the point when we were filming. We went to the SG Ball Factory and we did a feature on that. And I was so sick that morning. I just remember he had to basically come and wake me up. I just said to him, "You're going to have to just do everything and tell me what to do and where to stand and what to say," because I was so sick. And he pretty much pushed me out the door and into the taxi. And I was so foggy in my head. I didn't even know where we were going. I hate that when that happens. Oh, we're on replays. Of course, buddy. Of course, no. I got distracted talking to you. I hate that. I know I'm not the only one that happens to. So he had to push me out the door and tell me where to stand and what to say and what questions to ask because I was so horrendously sick. But he looked after me and he made it fun.
Bharat has been quiet for so long. I worry that, we're missing something on the stream and there have been 3 wickets and 3 balls.
No, don't worry. I was just listening to Mel's stories of India, which I have heard before.
Are you trying to say I'm boring?
Not really. I'm just trying to say that, I have heard your stories from India before.
Okay, but I'm coming to your defense because I haven't heard that story and it is absolutely fascinating.
Exactly. It's a great story to be heard for the first time.
So did anyone actually mistake you for a Kings 11 staff member or team?
Actually, no. Do you know what I do remember is that we're in the ground and, we'd done some filming and because I'd done the interview. And then when we were leaving, Aria had to go and get the car because there were so many people outside the gates, all there to try and get a glimpse of someone. And we walked, they were trying to get me to the car quickly because I was in danger of getting mobbed. There were so many people and they're looking at me wearing my Kings 11 red dress, and they clearly thought I must be someone famous associated with the team or something like that. And I stand out a little bit with the blonde hair. And it was just really, really daunting at one point. They had to rush me into the car as if I was some big celebrity or something. It was pretty funny. They must have thought I was some special, I don't know, Kings 11 mascot or something. I don't know what they thought.
Well, if this was happening in India, I mean, I'll probably ascribe it partly to the red dress and partly to the fact that you look so foreign. And most Indians have a fascination with, things that look so foreign.
I definitely got asked for a lot of selfies. Many, many, many selfies.
No, there you are. Fearless Melinda Farrell.
Oh my God! You can't believe. Oh, that's in that is in Ranchi, where I'm having some chiquilota. Chichiloka. Lichi choka. That's it. So close. Lichi choka. Oh, God. Aria is on the money there. Yes. Yeah. We went to some guy in the street who was really famous for it. It was Holi when we got there, and had lichi choka, which is apparently very famous.
You wore a white shirt on Holi. That's brave. Or ignorant.
No, I did not. I was really disappointed because I was desperately hoping to get pelted with something colourful, and not one person did. Not one I was out in the street.
Very lucky.
Yeah, it's not fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, you say that, but I still wanted to try it, to at least have it happen. Not a single person dared.
You haven't been a woman on holiday in India.
Yes.
Mel, I don't think it's funny at all.
Okay, so we're 5 overs into the second new ball. We probably have, just 5 more overs to go. Joe Root is still bowling. Because Rishabh Pant is batting, and therefore you kind of Jack Leach is by default out of the attack. And are we going to see a new ball?
Maybe not. The ball is doing quite a bit for Joe Root. To see LBW almost an LBW DRS. He's got a wicket. I don't see any reason for that.
I don't get that, because what I would do is have a new ball and have Joe Root bowl with it.
Yeah, but I guess unlike the last test, this ball isn't like we discussed earlier. It's not gone completely. It hasn't been mauled by a dog yet. So maybe they feel like they could. This is my view. Maybe something might happen with this ball. So it's not.
But it feels like at the moment it's one of those things where every ball is seems to be an bringing that sort of reaction, doesn't it? Almost every single ball, it feels like something might happen. So maybe we're building up to that, where it's sort of something's going to go either one way or the other.
Waiting and watching.
Yeah.
5 overs to go. Predictions on what we are going to be at by the end of the day's play.
I don't think.
I'm going to go first, and I'm going to be bold and kind of say that we're not going to have. Oh, hang on! We've just seen some action. The helmets are moving back, which means I think the second new ball has been taken.
No.
And if it has, I'm okay. Even if it doesn't, I'm still betting India don't lose another wicket in the next 5 overs.
I don't know. I think they might. They might.
They're sticking to the old ball for now, and Ollie Stone's back.
They're just going to try everything, aren't they? They're trying a bunch of different things just to see if they can, wiggle something out.
Yeah, he is the quick. He's bowled well, though, hasn't he? He bowled really well today. Just saw Ravi Shastri and Ashwin were debating about how he should play spin on this pitch. Ravi Shastri it looked like between the last 2 overs, he kept pointing to Ashwin, saying he should play it more horizontally, but Ashwin seemed more keen on his way of playing it, which is the way he played and got out eventually. So,
I'm just wondering, talking about spin, just the part that reverse might play in any decision making. Gee, that died a bit.
Yeah.
So very interestingly, the first test, the ball at the same time was bad for the spinners because it didn't really have a seam to grip and turn off and bite off. but it was good for the pace bowlers in the sense that it was reversing from the 15-20th over.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it was. Yeah, and it's like such the problem with the second new ball when the team doesn't take it is like suddenly the camera starts zooming into the umpire's pockets and all. Like
that was really
unnecessary.
disturbing. Yes.
It was disturbing. Yeah,
Is
there
that a
was no
ball in
need
your
for
pocket
that.
or
Where
no?
else would it be? Yeah, why did they have to zoom into his pocket?
It's a bit invasive,
Hashtag,
isn't it?
It is.
hashtag things you will never hear on official commentary streams.
Looks like they see the moment they zoomed into his pockets, he's taken it out and he's like, "No, okay, you're taking it."
Just for the fact that he doesn't want to have any more close-ups
He
in his
just
pocket.
felt like,
Yeah. Okay, that's it. You're taking it.
So that's what you call a warm-up over. Or a
Yeah.
warm-up half over.
Half over.
So,
Well, I was just seeing if it was doing anything. I think that last ball that completely died away might have been the catalyst.
See, but this is okay. Akshar Patel just hit his first boundary in Test cricket purely because it's a new ball and it's come on to him.
Oh, good on you. Spoilers.
I mean, it's not a wicket, so.
And if Broad comes on the other end, I'll be very surprised.
Yeah, I'd be weird. Not the way Joe Root's been bowling. But I have to say, like, this is the first time. I mean, not just this Test match. These two Test matches. I've seen the Marina Beach look like a beach because generally, whenever I've been there or seen it, it's filled with people, like thousands of people. You don't get to see the beach part of it. But now, from these aerial shots, I'm not kidding. Like, it looks like any world-class beach around the world. It looks brilliant on TV.
It looks amazing.
It looks brilliant, yeah.
Yeah, I've been quite fascinated with it. I actually was asking people on Twitter about what kind of a beach it was, if it has any surf or anything, and people were sending me really lovely videos of it. And I'm also quite fascinated by that sort of metro station that's just behind the stadium as well.
Yeah.
It looks fancy.
Yeah,
I'm really, really approve of Stuart Broad currently wearing a headband, 2 floppy hats, and sunglasses. That's outstanding. There should be more of that in Test cricket.
I think the fact that we don't hand the caps to the umpires anymore has created an entire fashion subculture amongst the cricketers who are holding the caps.
Yeah, the double floppy. I particularly like the double floppy.
And also some tradition as well. If you see with the Indian team, I saw Ashwin always goes to Pujara. And Bumrah always goes to Ashwin. And then the problem is when Ashwin is bowling with Rahane and Pujara both in catching positions, because at times Rahane has 2 caps. He's got Rishabh Pant's cap and Ashwin's cap. And on one occasion, I know Ashwin got the wrong cap and he walked all the way from long on to get it exchanged. That was the only time I saw a mess up happen. Like, they have like fixed things now. Classic Indian team. Superstition. No, I'm not going to give my cap to anyone else. I'm sure you would have had a teammate, right, Snehal? Like you would have liked to give the cap to if you were playing now in this era.
The problem is, I would definitely have had it. The problem is, I am the Rahul Dravid of the Indian women's cricket team. I sweat so much that no one would have wanted my cap.
Oh. Fair point.
Like literally, those white sweat lines around the edges of the caps you see, that's me.
Oh.
Is really, a horrendous kind of situation to be in. You're bowling in Mumbai, afternoon heat, 35 plus degrees, 90 plus degrees humidity. You don't even need to quantify it. Mumbai is like always 95 plus.
That is true.
And wearing, one of those skins underneath, full sleeve, that's soaked through. By the time my first spell is over, my t-shirt is soaked through. So if I take a few wickets, it's only high fives. No hugs. And then drinks break has to mean a change of pretty much everything. And like you were saying, soaking those whites, I am so annoyed that we play cricket in whites.
Yes, yeah. I'm with you on that. Certain kinds of cricket, anyway. They put it this way: the kits weren't designed by women, were they?
Nor were they designed by people who have to do their own laundry on Indian grounds.
Oh, that is true. Where's Jamie? Has he come and gone?
Yes.
Oh.
Since he had writing duties towards the end of the game, he stayed only for a while.
Oh, right.
And that was
Actually,
the only time this stream existed in Hindi.
oh, right. Yeah, I was supposed to speak in Hindi. No, I'm sorry. Yeah. Yeah, I'm telling you, Nitin Menon seems so pissed off ever since they showed his pockets. Even now, he's like walking around, not looking happy.
Big conversation happening.
Yeah. He's upset with Rishabh Pant for something. I don't know why.
Running down the middle of the pitch?
No, I don't know.
No, he's at square leg, so it can't even be that.
Yeah, no. He's upset with Rishabh Pant. I don't know what it.
Oh, and Rishabh Pant looks upset at him. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's having it go back. Oh, fight!
Now Nitin Menon looks disturbed.
Yeah. No, and now the other umpire is asking him to calm down as well. I don't know what's happening. I've never seen this happen where like a umpire and a player are like, wait, oh no, is he like?
Oh, yeah, he's just calming him down. I think he's. Oh
no, wait, everybody's like.
Oh, he doesn't look happy, does he?
Jeez, what's going on?
What is going on?
Oh, it's something Stokes said.
No, Stokes is not even there. No, they keep showing the umpire. I think it's something to do with the umpire.
Oh, Stokes is laughing.
Yeah, it's the first time I think like Indian player has gone to an opposition player and complained about the Indian umpire.
Wow. But he doesn't look happy either, does he?
Yeah, both of them look very upset with each other.
And even Twitter doesn't seem to know.
No, what is going on?
Now, this is one of the times that I wish we could hear the stump mic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Or even what little of the stump mic we can hear.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not like in Australia where you can hear the whole thing.
Those who are watching and can hear what's going on and have any idea what's going on, let us know in the comments. Because right now the three of us are trying to figure out why Rishabh Pant, who is one of the nicest or, well, one of the cheerfulest people in cricket, is so visibly upset at an umpire, no less. क्या चल क्या रहा है?
Yeah, exactly. समझ नहीं रहा क्या पता नहीं क्या.
No, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I'm using my phone for this, so I can't even check my Twitter. So. Even like generally Nitin Menon looks like, I'm telling you, it's something happened when they focus on his pocket. It's just like set off this chain of events that.
That is quite extraordinary. Oh.
Is it about timing?
About the extra over. That someone had just said that as well. About
what
the
time
extra
is it?
over.
It's 5 p.m.
Oh.
So and it should be, you can probably go beyond just half an hour, right?
Yeah. So it's like So when did they start this over? Yeah.
Yeah. When did they start it? And was it because of the chat that it started a bit late?
Oh, maybe.
And they ended up giving it late. Look, it's all going on.
And
not
we've seen
playing
one
the extra
score
over.
only in
So a few people
over.
saying not playing an extra over.
Yeah.
Or making them play an extra over.
Yeah.
Because Rishabh Pant seemed to be having like a nice chat with Ben Foakes. So I wonder whether the umpire was asking him not to do that. This is like junior cricket.
This is like junior
You'd
cricket
sort him
meets
out.
online Sherlock Holmes.
You'd sort him out, Bharat. Quick,
Yeah, no,
smart.
absolutely. Yeah. I told you, right? Like, I was telling Mel earlier, one kid came up to me after the tea break today. He was like non-striker, very talkative kid, like the Rishabh Pant of that team. And he's like, oh no, ump, I should have done a poop when I was off. Now I'm like, I don't know what to do. I said, the only option is I have to get out and do it. Like, I might have to do that. Like, yeah, I can't be out here batting for 2 hours without doing it. I said, yeah, stay away from me to start with.
That's brilliant. Yeah, so a lot of people are saying that there was 40 seconds left when Nitin Menon was ready to go.
Yeah, that's what.
But yeah,
It's almost
that's
as the umpires, the Indian umpires in this case, because we don't have neutral umpires. The Indian umpires will go the extra mile to make sure that nobody says that we are favoring the home side.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what it is.
it won't matter anyway.
It's basically Snehal, the cricketing equivalent of on a dry day, Gora always gets to drink in India. That's what it is.
On a dry day, everyone kind of gets to drink in India.
I mean, not in a pub.
Yes.
Sorry.
Wow. It's been a heck of a day. 300 for 6. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I think that's a pretty good
last ball of
Oh my God, this game.
Almost like a Bumrah Sean Marsh moment there.
Yeah.
But that's it. Yeah, looks like the end of day's play. Stumps it is. And that means stumps for this stream too.
Wow, it's been fun. Hey,
Yeah,
congratulations now.
I know, well done.
250,000. That's absolutely amazing, you big legend.
Thank you so much, guys, and thank you for making it a wonderful occasion. And this was fun. I mean, it felt like being back in the press box.
You did actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
We should do this more often. I mean, even though I won't have 250,000 subscribers every time.
Yeah, onwards and upwards.
Exactly. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's been really good fun. So yeah, huge congrats to you. I'm probably going to have to go because I've realized my laptop's low on power and I'm going to have to set things up soon for the good, the bad, and the ridiculous with Bharat Sundaresan.
Yep. So everybody send in your hashtag questions for good, bad, ridiculous, and everybody go follow Mel's channel. It should have a nice big explosion by the end of this stream. And let me know in the comments if you like this new kind of watch-along system that we're trying out. And if you do, we'll do it again.
Yeah, well,
Brilliant.
That was fun, guys. Really, really enjoyed it. It's nice having company. It's watching with friends. Yeah, celebration.
I know, exactly.
Yeah.
Show a lot of love to Snehal. I know you already are, but continue to spread the love. And she's a wonderful person, a wonderful ex-cricketer, and a wonderful cricket expert. There you go. Lots of love.
Thank you guys. Thank you for joining in. Thank you for all the subscribers. आज देखने के लिए मजा आया. I hope आपको भी मजा आया. And we'll do this again soon. तब तक be positive, keep smiling, enjoy your cricket.